Hey, welcome back to Soundcheck by Learner to Learner, the second hour of our conversation. And we have a room full of people. And let's
been here for
go. Let's just go meet everybody. Okay, here you go. We have Wayne from Australia. Hello, Wayne.
Hello.
Hello.
Keep trying not to use a very broad accent.
We like
okay.
it.
Just be you. We like it. And we have
G'day, mate.
there you go.
How we doing?
Helen, we have Clay here with us.
G'day.
New friend. Phillip is also here with us, also new to us this week. Maestro's returning panelist. We have Nee Ohag.
Hello, I'm a old school old dog. OG
I know,
also.
Exactly. Flame is stepped away. I don't see him, so we'll go over to Louis. Hello, Louis.
How are you guys?
Good, good. And we have another old-timey Sean is back.
Oh, Sean came in with the gray.
Sean came with the gray.
It's all good, Nee.
Hey now, let's not shame the gray, okay?
Okay, let me see if I can get. Okay, how many we
It's
have?
good
8
seeing
people.
Your beautiful face. Sean.
We have. We also have people from Clubhouse. I shouldn't forget people from Clubhouse. We have Cindy Lou joining us on Clubhouse. Hello, Cindy Lou. She's one person, but she's getting the whole. Oh, sorry, this section right here over there to alter herself, and sharing room with all my 8 guests here. Cindy Lou, you got to come back to our full house again. I've got to figure out how to get everybody on. John Lowe is saying hi to everybody. He's saying hi to Wayne, Clay, everybody, Maestro, Nee, Louis here, Sean. Okay, all right.
That's quite the cinematic thumbnail there, John Law.
Which one?
His
Oh,
thumbnail.
his. Oh, yeah.
He's like looking.
that guy. There you go.
That's like his hero pose.
Kind of like mine.
Captain Love.
like my.
Yeah, why are you're both looking in the same direction? What is that?
I know we all heard the same
Malaysian
sound.
thing.
It's a Malaysian thing, yeah. We heard the
Yeah.
something loud over there, and we all turn over there and look. All right, okay. So now we open up, but we didn't really get to talk too much about the CallMe functionality on the new Rode announcement, the public beta about Rode CallMe. So maybe we can talk a little bit about it and see. I mean, only Wayne managed to install it. I haven't installed it. I tested it like earlier when it was private, and I haven't installed it since. And oh my gosh, John
How
though.
do you get on this private list?
Well,
You
so they I think they chose who to do the private testing, I think.
Oh, you're
So-
the chosen one.
Well, I won't go into too much detail, but anyway, but when that happened, I tested for maybe like a few days, and then and because I have that audio issue with the USB 2 channel, I decided not to do it. So I reverted it back to the original public release firmware. And so now that it's out, quickly recap if you're just watching this and not watching the YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm sure. But John, you should come and share a little bit more too. So I want to quickly recap if you didn't watch the RØDECaster user meetup earlier. What it does is CallMe allows you to make an IP call from RØDECaster to RØDECaster or RØDECaster to web. So if you have a RØDECaster as a host, and if you want to have an interview, say a podcast, you want to record as basic audio quality without having to go through like say Zoom call or whatever, regular Zoom call, because I haven't really compared it with the musicians mode. I don't know. Maybe the sound of it, just by merely using my ears, it does sound slightly better than the audio with the audio for musicians mode from Zoom, but most cases probably it doesn't matter. However, so if you are a broadcast or if you want to record as high a quality as possible, and we'll talk to Sean a little bit more about what potentially could be the quality. If it is like NDI, maybe it is lossless, maybe it's uncompressed. So we can talk a little bit more about that. But that's the whole purpose of it. It allows you to connect from RØDECaster to another RØDECaster. We can talk a little bit more about how you want to use it. You can call from one RØDECaster to another RØDECaster, or if you pay for it, I think you can call from one to having like maybe 3 lines coming in. So you can have a show of multiple people in a remote location that has a RØDECaster, and you can get directly as if they are connected to you, plugged into your RØDECaster. So there, with that said, that setup, any ideas? Sean, do you know about this service by what is it called? Vortex. Vortex.
Come back to me. I'm reading the paper right now.
Vortex. Okay. So okay. Go ahead and read
let
a
me
bit
read
more.
it and I'll come back to you.
Yeah. And so Vortex, it's this company that does that, and I'm sure it is way superior than a Zoom call, but not, of course, not just with my bare ears, but it is geared toward meant for people with like broadcasts. They can do call in. I can see how people can call in if they have a RØDECaster, have a remote studio or something. They can call in and have like broadcast quality audio.
Is this a Rode product, or is this a Rode partner product?
I think it's a partner.
So they can't just be going after connecting RØDECasters. I mean,
No, it's a partner. So when you go, sorry to cut you, but when you go into their website, they have a slew of products also that they offer.
Vortex, you mean?
Yes, for Vortex. When you go into their main website, it has a bunch of it. Because I was looking at the pricing because it's $4.99 for like a year of. If you want to go monthly, you could do the monthly installation. But they have a slew of product, and I think most people that use it
Is it vortexaudio.com?
Yes. So just put in your browser Vortex, and it should take you to.
Is
their
this the
website. I
same
think-
Vortex?
Yeah, it is the same.
It doesn't look like the same logo.
No. not
What is
Vortex
what is
Audio.
the website?
Just put Vortex and just hold on. I think I might have.
Okay,
the
so
other website.
I got some info for
Vortex Optics, I think.
Okay, no, here you go.
Nope.
I'll put in the
Okay.
chat.
All right, Sean.
you. So, like you guys said, so Rhode's partnered with Opus, so they're using 2 of their codecs, their Opus Codecs, but there's two of them. So it's the 711, which is narrowband codec, and it's got low latency and simplicity, but the audio quality isn't that good. And then they're using the 722 codec, which is wideband with higher quality, but it takes up a lot of bandwidth. So I don't know if you're able, maybe that's the difference you're hearing, John, when you're switching, but it's using two different codecs. And that it's not a Rode product. They're using a codec that's already out there from Opus.
From Opus? Yeah, I'm sharing the link with everybody on YouTube as well. So this is the site. Is this what you're reading the details from, or where are you getting the
yeah, and then I went to the
there.
Opus site just to make sure I knew what they were talking about. So yeah, they're using two different ones. So I'm assuming depending on the mode you're in, or it might be seeing what your bandwidth is.
Okay, so
which is interesting because if you're on Wi-Fi, it's gonna just buffer. It won't be full.
Yeah, that's what they
on
ask
Ethernet.
you. Yeah, you definitely should be connecting via Ethernet.
Right, but this codec they're using, it's kind of Bluetoothy, man, on the low one. So we all know the quality of Bluetooth.
Okay.
It's like it's going from 8K to 48K. It can go full band. But at 8K sample rate, it's only doing mid-range talking, right? So if you're trying to do music or any of that stuff. But it switches back and forth. So I don't know which codec they're using or how it switches, or I guess it depends on the mode.
Or
again,
the
obviously
speed of the
it's in beta.
how good your connection is.
Right. It might be throttling up and down. Like I haven't toasted, but anytime it's voice over IP, it's not NDI, right? Like NDI is a completely different quality as far as it's constant and it's shooting out and it's Ethernet and it's Cat 6, Cat 7, right?
So let's say the highest quality codec is what, the G711? Which one is the higher one?
722.
722 is the better quality, and what
is
the
wideband audio. Yeah.
So wideband audio means what? What is the?
It's 20 hertz, 20K, and it's using up a ton more bandwidth on your internet, right? And it dynamically adapts. So this is what it does. It dynamically adapts to network connections. So it'll give you low latency, but if your connection's low, you're not getting high quality. And then if you have a high quality network condition, it'll dynamically adapt and then switch, I guess, to the 722 and give you. So you hearing it on your system, John, with good internet is going to sound way better than somebody who doesn't have the same internet.
Right.
Because it dynamically adapts, right?
Right.
And it seems to me the fact that they're charging means they're using like a server and phone lines.
Yes, because you can do web as well. So you can give out your link so that people can join through the web. Okay,
yeah. So then you're paying to rent phone lines that they're renting, and they're marking it up and making some money. So as far as the two codecs, the 711 is the lower quality one, and it's fixed at 64 kilobytes per second. It is lossless, but it's fixed at 64. But with the 722, you're getting moderate latency, but it goes as high as 48 kilobytes, 56 to 48. But they're both, the lower one's fixed at 64, like it won't move. And then the bit rate for the higher one is dynamic. And it uses PCM encoding, which is the highest quality for WAV files. That's the 722. So if you have good internet and it dynamically adapts, here's the problem I have. If it's dynamically adapting, that means it's never the highest quality all the time. It's adapting, right?
Okay. So you're saying at its highest quality, when there's the connection is ideal, everything is great, is at what? The max quality of the audio? Bit rate?
48. It goes up to 48.
So it can go up to 48 kilohertz?
Yeah, but how long does it stay there? Because it's dynamically changing, right?
Right.
With NDI, you lock it in. Here's my IP. Boom. It's locked in on your network. It doesn't dynamically adapt at all.
but you don't.
That's why
really
we
need-
use NDI for the radio stations and all that stuff because
Wayne?
of that.
Wayne, go
I'm
ahead.
just thinking you don't really need that much data to make a phone call to talk.
Yeah, because it's only like 2 to 5K and it's just a mono somebody talking, right?
And when I was testing this out, I was trying to figure out we wait, what these what did I fried my RØDECaster power supply.
So
here's the whole apartment. Oh no. Oh,
here's
sorry.
the other thing. Here's the other thing, folks. As far as audio quality, the problem with Opus is it uses variable bit rate because it's dynamically adapting. So anybody knows anything about MP3s, we know variable bit rate sounds like crap, and we always want constant bit rate. So the codec that Opus, which Rhode's using, is only variable bit rate.
Okay. You can't
So
switch
it's not
to
a
fixed
constant.
or yeah.
It's not a constant flow of audio. So the audio will be sub compared to NDI if you're comparing the two.
Okay.
But the target audience here doesn't know half of anything I just said. So
Yeah, me too. Me included. Wait, Clay?
So the question is, who is the target?
No, I'm saying.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, me
I'm
too.
that.
And so what I was that's why I want to post this question, right?
And it's good to hear this.
Yeah, I want to post this question. Kathy, please hang tight. I'm gonna finish this conversation. I'll come to you on Clubhouse, Kathy. My question is then, are they a little bit late to come into this game for I see a lot of head nods because we have, say, Zoom calls. I mean, obviously you can do a lot of podcasts and people are okay with getting audio quality from Zoom calls for their podcasting using Riverside, using other options. Is it a bit too late?
I think the DLZ was for people who wanted to use NDI. So they were like,
They already
well,
have it.
Rhode's more consumer. Let's just give them enough that it's for a different target audience. It's for podcasters and people playing video games and streaming. So it's not like high quality. They don't need high quality. They just need to hear each other and have a convo.
Wait, yeah, so
So-
there is a pro plan too that is
And it's just it's probably charging you more, but it's
Yeah.
still
It's charging
the
you for
codec.
500
$500 a year.
But the
Yeah.
Opus codec is still variable bit rate. Like they're only using 2.1, so maybe they'll give you the 722 codec, but it's still variable, and it's still not, highest quality it
So-
could be.
So, what I'm reading is the Opus codec in itself, the best quality is being used in modern audio streaming, like Zoom and Discourse. Obviously now Rode is also using it, so it's been something that is being out there, but we never really noticed.
So how
it.
do you compare it with, say, like a Zoom musician mode?
So Zoom musician mode is probably I actually that'd be good. I'm gonna look into
We
that.
can
but
find out.
it's probably, from my ears, the Zoom musician mode is not using this Opus codec because the quality doesn't sound like variable bit rate. And my frame of reference, again, for anyone who's doing anything, if you encode something, a wave to an MP3, and they always ask you variable bit rate
Yeah.
or constant bit rate.
Yeah.
If you go and do something, and do it variable and listen to it, you'll hear the difference. It has all those artifacts compared to constant. So for me, for my ears, when I am using Zoom and I'm in musician mode, it doesn't sound like they're using that codec. It sounds
Is it better
like
or worse or what?
better for sure.
Oh, okay.
When you switch to musician
mode.
on,
Yeah. Okay,
because it's taking it straight from your sound card and it's not encoding it, it's just streaming it, right?
got it. Okay,
So,
yeah.
So like when I'm uploading stuff onto DistroKid, right, and I accidentally put in MP3, it would always tell me, hey, do you got a WAV format? Because you get, like Sean was saying, you get a better baked in audio in
With
in
WAV.
That format.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the
Well,
WAV.
here's the thing though, Nee, you got to check it because I do post production for podcasts. A lot of my clients, depending on the company, if it's Libsyn or whatever, if you're doing podcasting, depending on the plan you're on, I'm giving them WAV files, and then it encodes it. It makes it an MP3 and it makes it mono without telling you. So if you're uploading stuff to DistroKid to release, that's music you're releasing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you always got to give them WAV files.
Yeah. That was one thing I accidentally did, and
You gave them an MP3.
Yeah, I put it MP3 and then I changed it. Once I had it on Apple Music, I just changed it because it sounded like garbage also.
Well, yeah, because it's gonna encode it's gonna encode an MP3 as an MP3, and you're gonna lose even more quality.
I'm gonna.
And for rate, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
So no, I'm gonna flip over to Clubhouse for a moment just to say hi to Ray and Kathy. Hello, Ray.
And
yes, Sean.
I was just going to say, once we have some time, if you can come back to me, I can tell you about my existential crisis of updating my iOS.
Okay, all right, we'll do. We'll be back. Yay! Back to retro review. Hello, welcome back. I mean, I've seen you this. What's his name? He's
Kevin.
Kevin. Yes. He was joining us last week, I think. Was it last week? I'm blurring.
I'm glad he popped in. That's my partner.
Oh yay! So and Louis is friend too.
Yeah, he's one of our viewers as well.
Cool. All right, so Kathy or Ray, if you can hear me, do you have any questions or comments? Anything you want to add to the conversation? Please let me know. Open up your mic on Clubhouse. Go ahead, Kathy.
Hey guys. No, I'm just an audio student in my.
Oh, I remember your voice. I remember
So
your
do I.
voice. Yeah.
So do I.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Hello. Welcome back.
Of course, I came back right when she came back. We're both back.
Yeah. So I'm here to, I don't know, chat about something I like talking about.
Okay, cool. Well, feel free. I mean, I'm gonna, now that we have, even though you're seeing 5 people in Clubhouse, we actually have an additional, how many people on here? I have 7 people on YouTube. No, what is the thing called? Zoom. And then we have 10 people watching on YouTube. Or maybe some of that viewership might be from this group. I don't know, maybe from the Clubhouse people. Because if you want to watch Kathy, if you want to watch along the video feed, you can tap on the link that I pinned on Clubhouse up there. And then we'll if there's anything you want to chime in, feel free to raise your hand or chime in when the moment's right. Since the group is getting a little larger. Welcome back though, Kathy. All right, so Sean, you want to tell us about your updating? Wait, you're updating to not Sonoma. You had one before.
26.
No, he would never do that. How would he? We're talking about beta testing.
He did. He might have changed.
He would never do that. I mean, I think he's talking about updating. Not even. What is this? Sonoma? Oh, you did Sonoma. How dare you?
From Monterey to Sonoma.
Okay. And then,
So
what issue did you have?
So, just to let everybody know, before, and this has always been my standard practice. Just give everyone a background if they don't know what I do. So I'm a mixing and mastering engineer. I do post-production, and I do post-production for podcasts, and I remix and mix for big artists and big studios. I work at a big studio here. So as far as all the tech goes, for me, it's standard procedure, like you said, John. I'm always 2 or 3 operating systems on Mac behind for obvious reasons. We want everything to be compatible because we have deadlines, and you never update anything mid-project that's just asking for trouble. So it's kind of different with clients and paying customers and corporations and deadlines and all that stuff. So I use Pro Tools, and they just updated Pro Tools, the new version, and on I have multiple computers. I actually have 3. So I have a backup, then I have a laptop, and then my operating one. So the testing one always has the latest stuff. But the new version of Pro Tools has some stuff they fixed that I really want to use. And it came out and I downloaded it. I was about to hit install. I'm like, wait a minute. So just so everybody know too, and this is standard for everybody if you're doing this sort of stuff, is I have everything on external drives. So nothing is saved as far as projects or anything on the actual computer or that hard drive. So if anything goes wrong, I just unplug that hard drive, plug it into the other computer, and away I go. Standard for video as well, John, right? And all that stuff. So then I went, you know what? Let me not install, because I was just going to download and install it like usual. I'm like, no, I know better. So I went and checked, and sure enough, Avid says no more Monterey for this version, which is the version I stopped at. And I went, okay. And I guess everybody knows here too, if you're able to update your hardware on the Mac, the little red thing will come up and say update. And I've always ignored it. So I'm like, okay, I'm probably going to have to just get a new Mac Mini anyway, but I don't really need it. And then I realized, well, if the red dot's there, John, it means your hardware is compatible with the new update because it's showing you to update. So it knows your hardware can work with it, right? So then I go, okay, well, I'll probably just update to Sonoma. But then I took an extra day, like any responsible person would, and I had checked all my plugins, everything that I use, all the software. And because I'm in the middle, I'm doing a lot of Dolby Atmos stuff right now. So I got to make sure it all works. And all the plugins work. Everything's fine. And quickly, I used to be a PC person a long time ago. And I switched over for various reasons. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to just update it. So I hit update, and it'll take maybe an hour, hour and a half, depending, in my experience. And went away, came back. It was still updating. And then I went out, came back. So this is 3 hours later. It had the big apple, had the update, the progress bar, and it just stopped.
Oh, no.
I'm like, okay, let me just give it another half an hour. Nothing. So then I started doing my research, and they're like, yeah, with your hardware, when you're updating from Monterey to Sequoia, there's problems. Just hard restart, and it'll just keep updating. I'm like, nah, I know better than that. It would have just been a pain in the ass if I did and it wiped and had to redo it. I would have just lost all my settings and everything. But like I said, I have a duplicate computer for work. I would just plug it in and I can keep going. So I just did it. I hard restarted, and it just booted right back up and logged in, no problem. So the logo was there, and the progress bar was on midway, but it had finished. It just didn't show that it finished.
Oh.
But I had that moment of, do I hard restart or not? And I'm like,
you're stuck. Like, what should I do? Do I stop now or do you wait?
Or do
so
go to
I just
Best Buy
did it
buy a
and
new computer?
Say again? Me?
Said, oh, do I go to Best Buy and just go get a new computer?
Well, no, I never go to Best Buy. I always go to the Mac store.
So,
but
did
I
did it actually install? It just didn't reflect.
No, it was just perfect, and then I logged in and was perfect. But now my computer looks like an iPhone, so I'm just getting used to that.
Yeah, that's
because I've been behind, right? So now I have the new OS, but everything works so much better. It's all snappier.
More
everything's
efficient.
quick.
Oh, that's good. Oh,
no, because I have an M.
I was expecting
processor.
worse. I was expecting coming back and then it was partially installed and something was corrupted. Okay, that's
this
good.
is what I was thinking too. But no, man, everything is perfect and it's working flawlessly. But the point being is, we're all here, and I think Flame was talking about not being a beta tester and doing all that. And, we've all come from this where we're tinkerers and we like the new stuff and the latest.
Yes.
But when it gets to the point where you have customers...
Tinker itch, yes. You get a second computer.
Careful.
Have a different computer, have a play computer, test stuff, and don't blindly update, like cover your ass because it's for your customers. That's the reason I want to tell that story, just for people
good point,
who are just going to update blindly, especially for work, even if it's just a Zoom update or something. Just check compatibility to make sure, because that stress and that cognitive load is unnecessary if you just went, you know what,
That's why I hate
don't
my
have to
IT
do it.
department at work, and they love locking everything down because I'm a tinkerer.
Well, there you go.
But I do it on my own machine. So if you should be signing up for the newsletter. So in case if I am a tinkerer enough that my system won't boot up for me to do the live show on YouTube, you at least go to learner2learner.com and learn more about it so that you'll know. I'll usually post something on the website if something is wrong, if I'm like sick or something, or my cat died sick. Then for the whole month I was like missing out shows. But yeah, definitely if you want to install beta, don't do it on your machine that you have to deliver client work to, especially if you're making money.
So I got to go buy a new computer then.
Yes.
Thanks, Sean.
Oh, by the way, if you are in the looking for new Macs, just go to refurbishedmac.com. They're brand new. You're going to get like $1,000 off. Even the M1s are still more powerful than everything. You can get an M1 for $400 loaded. So if you are going to get a new Mac, just go to Mac Refurbished, type it in, and you'll see their store there, and they're really great. I that's always where I go first, and I've never had any problems, and I'm saving $1,000 on a computer, on a Mac, on an M1 or M2.
What is it? Like refurbishedmac.com?
Yeah, just type it in. I forgot the exact URL, but
it's
you'll
not
get to
Apple's.
it.
It's not Apple's.
No, it is Apple.
Oh,
No, it's officially Apple.
So
Yeah,
yeah, if you
it's-
go to apple.com, go to the store and go scroll down to the bottom. There's a like for you
Yeah.
to choose store. How do I know this? Because I used to work there.
Because you used to work there.
Yes. Like,
But I think there's
where
a
is it?
caveat to it too. I think there's a caveat that, to your point, Sean, that we have to talk about. Apple only is going to give so many updates for so long. So anybody with that M1 chip, you're already playing into the pool of you're going to have to get out in about 2 minutes, 1 year, 1 second, because they're only going to give updates, so much to that specific chip, the M1 chip. at
Yeah.
least.
So here's and that's a good point too. But here's the other thing. All when this was happening, I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's time I got to get an M4 anyway because I have an M1. And I looked at all the testing and the benchmarks, and even the M4s, the configurations they're coming in, they're not as powerful. And the problem is it's even amount of cores with the cores, and then the efficiency cores compared to the other cores. So it's always 4 and 4, 4 and 4, until you get to the Pro, because you always want less efficiency cores because you get more power. But people don't, depending if you're doing video, John, or with audio. But if you are into looking for new computers, look at how they distribute the cores, the efficiency cores versus the real ones, because it'll say 8 and then it'll be 4 and 4. But you'll always want, if it's a 10, you'll always want like an 8, 6, and 4. You want less efficiency cores. You get more power.
Kevin asked.
I don't.
I think
say
to
yes.
answer that question that he has over there, I would say yes. Most people that have a lot of issue is with the ASIO, with the ASIO driver.
drivers, yeah.
Yeah, that thing is garbage.
PCs, yeah. Mac,
so-
Emphatically a yes.
yeah.
It's an emphatic yes for me.
go Mac,
There's
go
no
Mac.
competition.
I'm curious though. I switched to Mac from Windows. I was a lifetime Windows user. 4 years ago, I got an M1, and I do a lot. Other side hustles. I do a lot of video production, editing, things like that, using Adobe. I'm switching over to DaVinci, but
I'm still on Adobe.
and
Hey, for free, DaVinci is very powerful, man.
Well,
The
it's
new version.
it's incredible.
Yeah.
But I was noticing that especially after the latest OS updates, my M1 was having some serious problems, including rebooting. And there's 2 points to the story I'm making. I bought an M4 and I notice, maybe I want to notice it, so I'm but I noticed a speed difference in it. And I was pretty impressed with the M1 speed difference.
You know when you go to the store and you're looking at the TV and then you picture your TV back at home, you're like, man, the quality is just garbage. I need this new TV. And then when you come home, it doesn't look the same. So I bought a M4, not because John told me to, but because I was impatient waiting for my stuff to come back from Korea and I needed a computer. And when I went to the store, I wasn't thinking, and I ended up picking the M4 Pro, and I was wondering, well, why am I paying $1,300 for a Mac Mini, right? But I needed a computer, so I got it, right? But can I tell the difference? Yeah, I can tell the difference in a lot of stuff that it does. But is the M1 still good?
Yeah.
I'll say yes, because in 2008, I bought my first Mac, and I took it to Iraq, and that computer is still working. Like, though it's running on Intel, it's still working. It's been to Iraq twice, Afghanistan, and wherever else I've been. But that thing is still working. And is it a brick? Yeah, it's a brick, but it still works.
Why don't you show off some more, knee?
So what I'm trying to say is that, you don't, yes, people say you need the latest. So I'm even glad that Sean brought up the refurbished side. Do you need the latest Mac? The M1 is equally as strong, because when we're watching those live shows that Apple was doing, right, their benchmarks and stuff like that, they wouldn't when they had the 2, they still wouldn't compare with the 1, but the 1 was still powerful, than the 2. That's why they brought out the Pro Max or whatever, and still the 1 was still good, and it does everything, for the mere users that producing nothing. All you're just doing is probably a Zoom call and stuff like that. I underuse my Mac. I don't know why I got the Pro. I'll be honest, because all I do is schoolwork and whatever else.
That's fine, man. You'll get
I'll
into
grow
it.
into it. I'll grow into it.
The main thing though is, again, those efficiency cores. If you have less of those than the main cores, the Macs always run better, and you want a bigger hard drive as opposed to the RAM, which I found and talked to a lot of people about, because although they changed the OS and its SSD, the Macs still use some of the hard drive for virtual RAM. And you'll find things are quicker when your hard drive's less full. So I will strive to keep my hard drive at 50%. But the hard drive space is with the new M1s, the less amount of efficiency cores if you can, bigger hard drive, and depending on what you're doing, like I'm doing full Dolby Atmos mixes, and as far as audio, the M1, we don't even need more than the M1 for audio. Video, when you're getting to 4K and all that stuff.
I want to ask everybody who's here in the square in the squares are Mac users. Well, Wayne has an explanation to do.
Yeah, I've been wanting to chime in because I was getting nervous when Sean was talking earlier. I have an M1, and I thought you were kind of saying that, like, they're heading out the door, and I can't afford these things. What's that?
Which M1? Which machine?
I have the M1 Max. It's
Oh, you're
up.
fine.
I have an ex-employer.
It's a mini.
Bought it for me. No. I got a laptop.
M1
Max.
MacBook Pro.
Yep.
The 14.
What are you using it for?
14 or 16?
16.
16. Okay.
I use it for editing. I use it for customers. I use it for content creation. And
you said you're on Adobe. Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
I'm on DaVinci.
You're on DaVinci.
Phillip is on Adobe.
I'm on Adobe. I'm on DaVinci.
Are you on the paid DaVinci or the free?
I was on the free, but now I'm on the paid.
Yeah, once you get serious about it, you know what they're hiding from you, and you're like, I need that.
Yeah, now that I have it, I'm like, oh yeah.
I'm
still learning though.
You'll be fine. Just don't get sucked into the 8K game.
I'm curious,
but I'm still good. So I do the same thing you were saying. Is I try to keep the hard drive. I've got a 1 terabyte and 64 unified memory.
Yeah.
And I try to keep the hard drive at like you said, about 50%. Sometimes it'll get up to 60, but I'll start archiving stuff and getting it onto like SSDs and yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why you're going to be fine for a while. Like I said, try not to play this 6K, 8K game, and then you'll be fine.
Okay, Wayne, then Maestro. Wayne. I think is your mic muted? Wayne? Is he muted?
Yeah.
Your Zoom. I'm gonna ask to
just to clarify what I mean by that, or John, you can clarify.
Okay.
For a lot of clients who are doing video for like YouTube and stuff, most of the time, do you even need higher than 1080p? So that's all I was referring to is, you know, you go to 4K or 7K, and then your computer starts going.
Started bogging down.
Right.
So Wayne, go ahead. Now we can hear you.
I think I've got audio now.
Yes.
I got a shop full of old iMac, the latest ones that came out, not 2019 iMac 27 inches. I'd love to get a Mac Mini like you're talking about, but do you have to sacrifice not having that beautiful 5K screen? What screens do you guys pair with it?
Well, you can get any third-party screen.
Yeah.
But not any screen is the same, because you know how Apple does, like how they render images. You want to get one that is efficient, that your Mac does not need to re-render for the monitor. I don't exactly know. I see Phillip nodding, so you might be able to explain it better. Like there is a certain resolution aspect. I mean, pixel resolution, like horizontally, vertically pixel resolution, that is ideal for your Macs because of the interface design and all that.
Yeah, and you have to be careful. You have to look at what your video card is. And there's some of the early Mac Minis would only let you use one monitor, wouldn't even let you use two. But a lot of them, they'll have an HDMI, and then they'll have your Thunderbolt. So you just need to get a converter if you have an older monitor. For me, I have 4 monitors. I have 3 iPads, and I'm just going at 1080p, and everything's fine for me. But I'm not doing video or color correction, so
You sir
I
are
don't need
pro.
those.
You sir are pro. I think what I would say about the beautiful that display, that you're talking about the 5K display, right?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful display. If you're not noticing a problem in what you're trying to do, from a computer standpoint, then it's not time to upgrade. I mean, if they're supporting it and it does everything you need to do at a pace that you need it to do, then you're good to go.
Yeah, well, I'm even running some of the old 27 inches on that open core logic, and that's got me to Monterey, which I'm surviving well with.
Yeah, you felt my pain, like Pro Tools and I didn't need to upgrade, but it had some cool things in Pro Tools, but so I had to update to Sequoia, but everything went well. But it was a crisis. I don't know if you heard the story earlier, but push through it.
I'm curious because it was honestly Apple that sort of forced me to upgrade, because I bought an AppleCare plan on my Mac, and it had developed this issue where it was just randomly rebooting, and my entire experience, and I always thought differently of Apple, my entire experience from a service standpoint was terrible. I mean, they didn't refuse to fix it, but they never got me in months' time to the point where they were like, here's an RMA, send it to us. And my AppleCare expired. It wouldn't have mattered. It's just a technicality, but they would have fixed it, I guess, if I'd super pushed it. But we never got to the point to where they were like, take it into an Apple store or send it into us.
Which Mac do you have? You said that you have the issue that
M1 Mac Mini.
Okay. The first one?
First one, right. And it had started randomly rebooting, a year into it. And I just really never thought much of it until it started speeding up. And I guess from an experience standpoint, my experience was so bad that I've still got a week to decide if I want to get AppleCare on my new one. But I from my perspective, I don't feel like I got much out of it except a lot of irritation.
I have a story, and then I have a reason that the story happened. But I'll let someone else come back to me, John. But I do have a story regarding that.
Okay, I had a question, John.
Ray, hang tight. I'll come to you. Regarding AppleCare, if you are thinking about keeping that Mac, I would get AppleCare. This is from my personal experience, and I used to work for Apple, and a lot, like I would say, most of my Apple peers who work there all have AppleCare, and it's just because I've seen enough. I've worked there 7 years. I've seen enough of when people come in like a week or a month after the AppleCare expires, and then and then the frustration just now quadrupled because you have to pay to fix it unless you decided not to, or we want to buy a new machine and all that. So if you decide to keep it, unless you just decided to like switch back to, you know, different platform, then don't do it. But if you decide to keep it, I would say yes, because you can't buy it after. And there's a new thing that Apple just came out recently, not for everyone. Are you leaving, Wayne? Are you okay? Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Wayne from the future.
Hi, mate.
So I think that it will probably be good to, if you choose to keep it, it will probably be good to pay for AppleCare to have that additional 2 years, I guess it would be, right? Are you at the additional 2 years, because I've seen enough people where at the edge of that service, and then they have to decide to get a new computer because it costs almost the same as getting a new computer if it does break.
I hear you. I'm a former product manager. I know how these things break. I guess, you know, I just expected a different experience with it. And there were so many little shocking things, and I didn't intend to have this conversation, but like little things like, you know, the crash logs on the computers. You know, every time it crashes, it says, do you want to send this information to Apple? And, you know, it's also, Apple gets it. They don't. They never see that data. They can't, according to the tech cyber talk, they can't even see that data. And I'm like, then why did I go through the trouble of making sure I save copies of it and all that kind of stuff? It was just a bunch of death by 1,000 cuts. And I'm not
right
to say that. I love Apple. I do. But yeah, it just the whole thing left a bad taste in my mouth. And despite the fact that it reboots, my M1 still works. You know, it just you know, will randomly reboot.
Maestro?
I got this free Apple Pencil because I don't play when it comes to Apple. I don't think anybody's fought Apple as much as I have. I remember, I'm the guy who had to send my RØDECaster Pro back 4 times. Like
You're the one with all the lemons on my thumbnail.
I had to send it 4 times.
Oh yeah, I saw that one today.
I got this free Apple Pencil, and I could have got a lot more. I learned a lot by dealing with Apple. And just like you said, how you deal with them and how much you call them and how you catch them on their lies, because they don't like to give nobody nothing for free. So my suggestion is that you have to learn how to escalate the issue, and then you just ask them. All you have to do is ask them, hey, can you give me da-da-da? And they're supposed to give you anything from $100 to $200 for free. This is something that nobody taught me. I just ChatGPT'd it. ChatGPT told me, and I tried it, and it worked. Free Apple Pencil. But I will say this. I will give a little bit of pushback, and since it's a sound check, I'm just going to add the sound part to it. Would anybody here right now buy a RØDECaster Pro?
I would.
Wait,
RØDECaster Pro OG? The OG?
The OG.
Oh, no.
Okay, so then what are we talking about with the M1 versus the M4? And the reason why I say this is because I ended up getting an M4 Mac Mini, because right now you can get it for like $500. There's never been a computer ever in the history of the world we can get a computer that small of a form factor for that cheap. I'm just saying, that's just my opinion. But what I will say this is that I had a MacBook Pro about 2 months ago. I promise you, I'm not making this up. About 2 months ago. I've had my MacBook Pro since 2020. I was the last, in that last Intel baby group. Do you know how mad I was, Sean and Phillip, when the next thing that they came out with the M1, and I'm like, are you serious? I can't get any updates? That taught me the biggest lesson in the world. I've been having Apple computers since I went to Full Sail. That taught me everything, because it taught me that Apple has their cycle. And whether we like it or not, they're cocky. Hey, we still buy their products. And I had to learn that same thing, but I got a free Apple Pencil. So I'm saying this. So the lesson is
that should be the title of the show.
I got a free Apple Pencil.
Because if my computer hadn't if I hadn't spilled water on my computer that I've had for 5 years by accident, I've never spilled nothing on my computer. I went to sleep one day, spilled water on it. I would have never been forced 2 months ago to get this M4 Mac Mini. If it was only because of this M4 Mac Mini that I even saw John and I admired him on YouTube. I randomly saw him about a month ago on YouTube. I was like, damn, that looks
John
dope.
Admirer.
And then I noticed he was using a program that I'm like, oh, he's using Ecamm. I would have never been able to use Ecamm on that old Mac with Intel, right? So it was only because I got the latest and the greatest that opened up more opportunities and doors, and I met John, and I admired it. So that's just my little story.
So the only reason I was mentioning the M1s for those people who are listening, and because it was such a leap the M1 from the Intel to the M1. It was such a leap. It does so much stuff. A lot of the M2, M3, M4 is overkill.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's the only reason. So when they mention, okay, this M4 is doing all this stuff, like I said, I'm doing full Atmos mixes for major label projects. All my colleagues around the world at all the big studios, we don't need more power than that for what we're doing. Like audio, once you get to 96K, I mean, an M1 will kill and still have room left over. Like using an M4 for a Pro Tools session is kind of overkill. That's the only reason I mentioned it. And I used to be a professor of all this stuff, so recording arts. So anyone getting into it, that's why I was mentioning the M1. But I do have an Apple story. Just let me know when you're ready for me to say that.
I'll bounce.
I gotta go. I just want to say bye and thank you. And this was wonderful. I've got a crisis I have to tend to.
Okay, all right, come back. Nice to meet you, Philip.
Nice to meet all of you too.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Okay.
the 58 sounds good now, Philip.
I know,
no
right?
more ambulance noise. No more ambulance noise.
Wait, do you know Philip?
Yeah, I mentioned it in the chat. We were here last time, and he had the SM7B, and it was picking up the ambulance and all this stuff, and we told him to change it and point it the other way. Remember?
Was that him?
Is there
That
another
was him.
Philip? No, this is my first visit. It
No,
wasn't.
no.
Must not be him. Must not be him.
The other guy.
I was there for that time too. Which
It's
is funny.
it's the first one.
Oh, I thought it was Philip. My bad.
No.
I thought it was him.
Philip, come back next time
Okay.
whenever you're free.
I will.
All right,
But,
take care. I do want to go. We'll come back to this group, but I want to give Ray an opportunity to ask a question. Yeah, Ray, go ahead.
Hallelujah. Oh my God. Motor Mouse 101. Okay. The question was, when you're on YouTube, John, are you doing YouTube podcasts or are you just doing straight out YouTube?
Right now, this show is just YouTube, but it's not a podcast. But I could easily, with a few clicks, turn it into a podcast. But so far, I haven't done it. So this is not a podcast yet.
So when you do the podcast on YouTube, is it YouTube podcast and visual and audio or no?
Okay, Sean, take it.
Okay, so there's some misinformation, Ray. So I just want to clear it up for you and give you right information. Okay, so YouTube is a video platform. That's all it is. So they're video. Now, if you have a YouTube channel and you're putting all your videos together and you want to make it a podcast, what you do on your YouTube channel is you make a playlist of all the videos you've uploaded, and then you make a playlist of it, and then you right click on the three dots and then you say make it a podcast. So when you make it a podcast, it does two things. It sends the audio to YouTube Music, and then it comes out as audio only, and it just takes a thumbnail, and then it makes it searchable in YouTube as a podcast, but a video podcast. So when you have a YouTube channel, you just make a video and put it on your channel. But then all you're doing to make it a podcast, as far as YouTube, Google, and Alphabet thinks, is you make a playlist of all your videos, and then you tell it, well, this is a podcast now, this playlist. It'll send the audio to YouTube Music as audio only, and then it'll be searchable in YouTube as a podcast. So it's not like you go to YouTube and go, let me stream as a podcast or stream as a video. It's always video. So when YouTube talks about podcasts, it's just about how it's searchable and how it categorizes it. Does that clarify? Right?
Yeah, it's a little fussy, but I understand it absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to.
A lot of people are confused by that. So
it is a little confusing. You said that
actually, I would like to know why did you ask that question?
Because I'm gonna start populating my YouTube channel, so I wanted to figure out which way to go. But the way Sean is saying it doesn't sound like it's very complicated. He's saying is you do the video first, and then the three buttons up top, you turn it into the audio by going to, it takes it and rewinds it into music, whatever, and then it puts it up as a podcast. So it's a YouTube video if I do the video, and then you search for the video and you can search also for the podcast, right? That's what you're saying, Sean?
Okay, so Ray, with your YouTube channel, just make videos and put them up, okay? And they're all on your YouTube channel. But what you want to do then is you make a playlist of those videos. So then you have a playlist on your YouTube channel. Now, the playlist is what you tell YouTube to make into a podcast. So a podcast is just an RSS stream. So when you upload your videos to YouTube, make a playlist of your videos, then you're going to go into the YouTube studio, click on your playlist, click on the three dots on the playlist, and then there's an option there. So when you make it a podcast, you're going to make your video playlist into a podcast. It does two things. It just lets it be searchable on YouTube as a video, but in the podcast category. And then, yes, the second thing it does is it takes all the audio from those videos in your playlist. It just takes a thumbnail of the first frame, and then it puts it all into YouTube Music as a podcast audio only.
I have a follow-up question. So when you do it that way, are you able to have an RSS feed that you can use as like a proper like a podcast would from YouTube?
Yes.
So where do you get the RSS feed from?
It's in YouTube Studio. So there's two ways to do it. You can already have a podcast with your own RSS feed.
But my question is, if you start as a video first and then you want to turn that into RSS feed.
It'll be when you go into YouTube Studio with the playlist, it'll be there. You can find it. But then YouTube's hosting your podcast.
Okay. And then it is hosting it inside the playlist. Anything you add to that playlist, it will.
But it's only available on YouTube Music. That's
the thing. So then how do you?
No, you're right. It won't be an RSS feed to go to Apple. No.
Exactly. That's why, because RSS feed, because I think it's like a bit of a cheat for YouTube to call it a podcast. As a purist, because it isn't. Old timer.
No, you're right. So the only way to do that is you need to go to a host like a Libsyn or Blueberry But don't go to Spotify though. But you can. But I would say no.
Spotify will also take you to YouTube and load your RSS feed over there.
No.
Spotify now has their own video that you can when I upload my audio content, when it shows up in your RSS feed, now you can go into the creator section of Spotify and you can upload your video, and they're making more people see it when you have video on there.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What if Eck wakes up tomorrow and decides his left foot hits the ground first and his right foot, and then you're SOL, because they've done it before. Look at their track record for, they had I can't even remember the name. They bought another company and then they got rid of it and then they shut it down. It used to be whatever this was it? Anchor.
What?
See, I even forgot. This is my business, and I forgot what it was called. So at the
Kevin
whim,
still uses Anchor to distribute his podcast system.
At a whim, they're gonna change it. So don't put all your eggs in the Spotify basket. Go with like a Libsyn or Blueberry or something else. Go ahead.
So what I was gonna say is that did Spotify merge, or did they buy Riverside?
Oh. No. Riverside and Spotify there's no business relationship there. I don't know where.
There's none.
So which way do you think I should go, Sean? I want to do video, but I also want to do podcasts. Which way do you think I should go? I do pretty good on YouTube. I'm still kind of light on YouTube, so I just wanted to start a podcast also. But I'm trying to make it simple, Sean. That's the issue.
So, and this is for everybody. There's been this whole thing, and I started this 2 years ago. So like I said, I do post-production for podcasts and radio. Actually since I've seen you guys, I got nominated for a Canadian Podcast Award. So
Congrats.
here's the thing. When you say the word podcast, Ray, YouTube has done their darndest over the past 2 years to change the definition of the word to include video, but it doesn't. It's audio only. And my advice to you, rather than get into that YouTube game, which will just suck your soul out of you, Ray, because of your unique voice, that is the thing that's going to catch people. I would go audio first. Do it for about a year. Don't even worry about the video. If you are going to do YouTube, and I tell my clients this, just do shorts, do reels, but tell people to go listen to your audio podcast. Use the shorts and the reels, the 1 minute, to promo it, but don't put all your money and your time into video out of the gate, because it's going to take about a year. But audio is so much easier, and theater of the mind is much more powerful than YouTube at the moment.
I have a
when
different
people say
perspective.
podcast, yeah, go audio. That's my opinion.
So which platform do you think I should start on, Sean?
Go with Libsyn, and you can get the
Libsyn?
lowest tier, and they'll take care of you. Yeah, LIBSYN.
Liberated Syndication. LIBSYN. I used to host at my first hosting company
my
for
God,
my
John.
podcast is there.
Oh my God, John! I didn't even know that's what it. See, this is why I come here. I didn't know that's what it meant.
Liberated Syndication. Because I tell you, I am an old podcaster. I call it like podcast pioneer, because I don't know, some of you may know. I started when the world has under, I was like maybe 40, 50 podcasts in the world. And Adam Curry used to personally host, like list our shows on his website. That's how long ago. I have to hand code my first few episodes. My RSS feed has to be done in text edit. So for me, I'm a purist. Like podcasting is about the distribution. It's the RSS feed for me.
Yeah.
And even until today, I host my own RSS feed. All my RSS feed is not hosted. Okay, so I started doing RSS feed with Libsyn. And then I thought, what if I decided, Phillip, did he just come back? Did he come back? Did he resolve his issue and he's back maybe? So I did that, and I thought, what if one day, and a lot of people were using at that time, Google has some kind of feed burner or something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
And so I got to a point where I'm afraid of adding or relying my RSS feed on other people that could end, or they just decided to shut down, whatever.
Exactly.
Then I don't have my RSS feed. So starting from that point on, which is fairly early in the game, I use an application that is like writing an email. You just write your RSS feed in there, and then it published to my own server. So everything is hosted on my server. Not to say that you should do that. Like there's a lot of, like, Libsyn has been around forever. If you know Libsyn, Rob used to be in the same town as me. Rob, I forgot his last name, but he still is at Libsyn. He's been doing this for a while. Rob and I used to teach podcasting class at Apple. That's how long ago that was.
So here's the caveat with that. Hosting your own RSS feed, depending on your hosting platform for your website and your server, if you don't have the right one, you are going to get hammered. So I made that mistake. You're going to get hammered with the bandwidth, and you're gonna end up paying like $500 a month for your.
I guess I'm
hosting.
not that successful to worry about. No, actually,
But a lot of people do that, and they don't realize, hey, I only have my hosting platform for my website, and my server is only for like two.
And when your traffic
sites.
blows up, well, let me tell you what's even riskier. I actually host all my media also on my server, because I have unlimited bandwidth. It's like a long time plan that grandfathered in.
Yeah, but
anyway,
are your IO nodes taking over the server? That's a whole other story.
Okay, so I want to, hopefully that answered some of the question for you, Ray. I want to.
Yeah, it did. So which one are you on, John? Which podcast are you on, John? I'm just curious.
I host my own. I'm not on any. I host all my files and my RSS feed myself. So don't do that. It's not easy.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm an old timer. Like back then, there's not a lot of services. Libsyn is one of them. I actually have a T-shirt, like old like first year Lipson t-shirt somewhere. I'm gonna.
Oh, stop being a show off, John.
Well, I'm a show
Ray-
off. That's
Ray
the only
Ray-
thing that I can show off. Not the best podcaster, but I am the first few in this world.
Ray, for $5.99, John will host you.
Okay,
When I
no.
mean $5.99, I mean $599. John, he will host
Wait,
you.
I want to go back to this. Okay, so Aaron is watching. He said and I saw the earlier message too that it's a full house, so you were at the hotel and there's construction. What did he say? I have an Intel 2016 Intel still under AppleCare. Wow, how? I dropped it. He said, don't cover drop computers. Now, what's the problem? And then said the screen went out using it now. Okay. Well, and now.
That goes with
I
my
was going to
story.
say.
That goes with my story.
They have a new service now, Apple, where beyond your 3 years, because AppleCare has always been that way. 3 years since the day you buy your computer, it doesn't matter. Like, I think maybe Phillip would be within that 12 months, you can still purchase your AppleCare within that 12 months. They have now started to offer annual type of add-on. So I got my M1 machine has a like toward the end of the year, I got an extension or like an offer to purchase an extension for 1 year. And I did that. And thank goodness I did it. Well, I did it because I was lazy. So I was too late. By then, I already got my M4 Mac Mini. And I was not using my M1 a lot. And there's this big gouge on the right side near where the power button is. And I don't know where. I have this little metal stand that I use for my iPhone. And that must have fallen onto the thing. And it has this big gouge. And I keep feeling it. That's a really sharp nick on the top case of my M1 MacBook Pro. But then I was running out of time. So when I saw the extension, I bought it so that buying me a little bit more time to get that replaced. So I got that replaced. I may have explained this in here once before. When I went in to replace it, I asked for the top case to be replaced. They say this is just cosmetic. It doesn't hurt anything. You have to pay. I said, it's fine because I hate touching that little scratchy part. So I said, I'll pay for it. I can't remember why it's $129 something dollars.
Did you still get your employee discount?
No, I don't. And so I get in there. They replace it. It came supposedly replace it. Came back. I open it up. They ship it to me on like the coldest day. I remember I had to thaw my computer. I open it up. The screen looks new and there's like sticker everywhere. That same gouge is still on the top case. So I was like, wait, I paid for the thing. So I went back to the Apple store. Now here's the thing, and here's another thing that maybe Phillip could maybe you could use. Is you're never gonna be rude to them. But I'm not saying that you are, but to win them over is to be respectful of them. So I went in there, I said, I specifically asked for this, and we even had the conversation about this being a cosmetic thing and you have to pay for it. And therefore I said, I agreed to it. And why did it get replaced? I'm not sure. The screen got replaced, but I also have another issue. My second issue was my MagSafe, which I rarely use. I only use the USB-C typically. The MagSafe connection is not 100%. Like sometimes you have the MagSafe snap to the charging port. I have to wiggle it for it to make a connection. So I told them that that's an issue too. And they never told me which part they replaced, but they replaced the monitor. That MagSafe issue is related to the cable connecting up to the monitor, which you have to replace the entire monitor to replace that connection. So they neglected to replace the top case. So I just went back there and said, they may have missed it. And so they said, okay, let me make sure, this is from the Apple Store. I said, let me make sure that you can come back. You don't have to come back again. What they did was they decided to order the top case and make the replacement in the store instead of sending it back to depot. So they replaced it. And when it came back, because it's the top case, they have to replace pretty much everything. Keyboard's new, top case is new, battery is new. So I essentially I got almost like a new computer. I mean, except for like the storage and everything. Top case is new, keyboard's new. I think the when I check the battery charge cycle, it's 0. So the battery is new also. Not to say that, and then to make a point that my past, I don't know how many years I've owned a Mac, I never need to use it. So is it a waste to have the AppleCare for those
I think
years?
it's a waste.
I find that if I don't have the habit of getting that, I would have to buy a brand new computer. And that's a $4,000 computer. So I think my AppleCare combined is not $4,000 yet. So when you need to use it, it's worth it. If you feel like you don't need it, then you have to then suck up to the fact that you may have to get a brand new one.
So
John,
Clay.
I'm
so
sorry. I
I would say, to me, this is why I think it's a waste, right? And it maybe just be me. So I purchased a plan for my phone provider with whatever device I have in my house, that whether broken, stolen, or whatever, they're gonna replace for me, and they do that also for me. I've never purchased Apple Care. And then two, my wife is my witness. I bought a brand new iPad. I was somewhere overseas. I dropped it, broke, sent it back to my wife. My wife took it to the Apple store. Guess what? I got a brand new. So it pays to be nice, but I've never really bought AppleCare because I always use my, should I say, it's not homeowners insurance or whatever, but it protects every device that I have. So that's why I've never used it. It's either, if it's broken, I don't have to go through the hustle of going to an Apple store, because again, where I stay in Missouri, I mean, I have to drive like 2 hours.
You have
So-
an Apple store close by.
No,
You have to
I
go to
don't.
St. Louis?
Yes, I have to go to St. Louis.
Wow.
You know, or the best thing for me, just call my insurance company. Hey, I broke my this and that. I filed a claim, and probably I pay like $50 or so, or sometimes I don't even pay nothing, and then I just get the device back. So I've never bought Care before. The one thing that I wish I had bought a plan for was my DJI cameras, because I had it in the back of my motorcycle like a dummy. I don't know why I didn't mount it well, and it was funny, man. I made a turn flying down the highway, the camera rolled, and the camera was still recording, so I could see which truck hit. I could see which truck hit it, because I saw that it had fallen off. So I made a turn to go back on the interstate to go grab it. I'm looking at my camera and I see this idiot like fly over the camera, and I was like, no. But then it was too late. It was too late for me to pay that $29 to DJI to get a new camera. But
How much is your DJI camera and how much is your Mac?
the DJI camera is $250.
There you go. So
And then my Mac, the one that you made me buy it's a it's
$1,500. Yeah.
$1,500. But then I like, honestly, it's sitting underneath my desk, right? And nobody comes in there. I just printed a desk mount for it, and I put it underneath my desk. And I got like a power surge to protect it from doing anything. But if it goes off,
Buy a new one. Phillip, it looks like you have something to say, Phillip.
So, well, now I have a couple things.
Yes.
One, don't tell me this session, but I'll come back. I want to know what insurance that you're talking about. Look into it, because I'm genuinely curious about it. Because I mean, I'm a homeowner. Maybe there's something in my homeowner policy that allow me to do that.
are you with so it's through USAA?
USAA.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Second thing?
I'll look. John, you currently work for Apple?
No, I used to.
Okay.
Now, if I work forever, I would not be talking about it.
Oh, you wouldn't be saying anything.
I would be
Yeah,
like,
They'd throw him in
oh,
Cupertino jail
No.
right now.
It's
that
been
makes
it's
a lot
been
of
a
sense, though.
it's been a long while.
oh.
It's been a long while. I worked at well, I can't remember when. I know I stopped
You said 7 years.
2011. I think I started 2011. It was fun. When I started Apple Retail, I was only a specialist there, so which means I'm just a salesperson there. But it was fun because it was the early days of retail, and I was already interested in the tech anyway. I had to take my site down, my blog down because Apple. So, but it was fun. I was there for the iPhone launch. I was there for the iPad launch. I was not there for the watch launch, but the two big things were the iPhone and the iPad. iPhone was like the biggest because we all got a free phone from Steve.
What?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So
That's not happening now.
Okay, I have one more
when I was
question.
hearing-
Yeah, hang on. Let's sorry, Philip, go ahead.
So the only thing I was going to say about warranties is that anecdotally, they always make sense, right?
Mhm.
Because people that have a story that had an issue, but like I said, when I got on, I'm old. I started working in electronics back when Beta Macs was around, Beta and VHS. I was in the war, right? There you go. That's what I'm wearing too. And even then, selling extended warranties, I had many, many, many long conversations with the insurance companies that were responsible for a lot of the early warranties. And it is a huge, as a former Sony product manager, it is a huge chunk of profit. So you're right. When you need it, if you need it, you love it. And anecdotally, that's awesome. But I think if you look in the numbers, it is just, they make their money off of people not needing it.
Yeah.
And I fell victim to it. I bought
They
it.
do that.
I don't deny that. And there's also the tech support side of things. So you have to know which consumer, which customer need to use that more. If you don't think you're gonna ever need tech support and all that, and that you can do it yourself, and then you're willing, kind of like signing up for beta. If you sign up for beta, you're gonna be testing out an unbaked software, and if you want to not have that warranty beyond the 12 months, it's up to you. I mean, you
But
just
John,
need to know because we have
what do I
people
need
come.
tech support for when I have YouTube and I have you?
No, not me. Don't rely on me. But the thing is, like, a lot of people come into, like, what I see is people come into the store screaming at us because they're 2 months out, or sometimes 2 years out of their warranty because they need to pay. They'll be fixed, and we actually have cards to send them to third party too. But you just need to understand that. Which some people say it's even if I don't use it, like I would be willing to pay for buying a new machine if you don't have AppleCare. I think AppleCare is a little bit more than just extended warranty. Just knowing how expensive the parts are, it's to me, I see the value in it. And like I said, when I was working there, everybody uses it.
I
Even
don't
today.
deny that there are
That
a lot
kinda-
of people who got value out of it. But
again, it's still up to you. Like, like
I
we
will
have.
probably get it. I will probably get it. Like I said, I will probably get it. And by the way, that was the last thing I was going to say is you had said it was a year you have. It's actually 60 days. So I was wrong too. I thought it was 30 days for the purchase, but you have
Oh,
60,
yeah, you're right. You're at 90 days. You have 90 days, 60 days to purchase?
60.
Okay.
So
Well, I
I've
thought
got-
AppleCare,
that's-
you have 1 year, depending on what product.
It
Right?
might have been,
Is
I mean,
Mac
get a-
not 12
so you-
months?
So you get a free AppleCare when your first purchase, and then after it
Well,
expires.
technically, they're not even calling AppleCare.
Yeah. But
AppleCare Plus? Wait,
But that's why
so you say, which product? Is this for a Mac, right?
Mac.
Phillip?
Yeah, I just Googled it again and it said, I mean, granted it was Google.
Maybe it is for
Uh,
60. Yeah, maybe it's been a while. It's been
But hey,
14
there's
years.
a lot of brands that if you don't buy it when you buy the
But
product,
yeah.
you don't get an option at all. So, I think that's fine. And like I said, I will probably get it because it doesn't matter how informed I am and how much data I've got and how much I know.
60 days. You're right. Yeah.
But
Here's
Phillip,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
the thing about it is, when he was saying don't get it, right? You got to watch what he was saying. He was saying don't get it. It was something that he didn't feel like you should have. But he also came back to tell you and say, hey, I do got insurance. So it wasn't like
Yeah,
he was just freewheeling without no insurance on something. So he ain't crazy. He went and got some insurance.
I put it up there. It's American Home Shield, but then you have to get the electronic protection on it, which a lot of people get American Home Shield because they just came to fix my AC, and if I was going to buy the whole new unit, it was going to cost me like $7,000 to get a whole new unit. But I only paid $150 for the deductible.
Hey,
You
you
know.
guys, old timey. See, remember John Shin? John Shin's birthday. today. Happy birthday, John Shin.
Hey, happy birthday, John
Happy
Shin.
birthday,
This is a Clubhouse days.
Video OG.
Yeah. Let me see. Okay, so I know
Happy
Clubhouse. Somebody
birthday.
asked. So Ray, did you have a question?
Yeah, the question was, I have a question about cameras right now. The question is, I walk around New York City interviewing people, right? So I noticed that I was on my iPhone and I was walking and showing a view of like Union Square and, kind of like showing off like you do. So, but the thing, when I looked at the video, it was very bouncy. So obviously the cell phone doesn't do really good walk and talk with Ray well.
Walk and bounce with
So
Ray.
I think I was going to get
Isn't there a
bounce,
video
like a little
stabilization
Get a gimbal.
option?
Yeah, I was wondering what stabilization do I have with the cell phone?
Is this with your
or
phone?
Maybe I just I
Instant
did it with the
360.
phone, John. Yes, with the
Yeah.
phone.
Instant
Yeah.
360.
So
Okay, so we have a few recommendations. I see an M7. Wait, let.
okay, so I was thinking about that camera. The camera that goes.
Oh, you're
I
thinking about
forgot,
camera now. You're not
GoPro.
talking about. So what we may suggest is if you want
I'm
to keep
talking
your
about
camera.
a camera. I'm talking about a camera.
Okay, let me
'cause
give you
the
two
phone
options. You can
camera-
get a camera. You can also get a gimbal for your camera. So
For phone.
for your phone.
For the phone.
Right,
Yeah.
I was on a tripod. I was, but I don't know
Well, gimbal's
if the
different.
tripod was.
Yeah, gimbal.
Yeah,
Gimbal's
I
totally
don't know
different.
She
if
said
it was
moving.
Oh, you know what? I think wait, how? I thought you said you need to be on a tripod so that it's not, you're tall and then something, you were talking about that. So why is it moving when it's on a tripod?
because I'm walking. Hello,
That
Well,
yeah,
tripod
I'm
is
walking with the camera.
tripod is not
Oh, that's not a
meant
tripod,
for.
man. That's a gimbal.
That's,
Yeah, that's not a
Oh,
tripod. man.
Yeah.
I have a portable one, so it comes apart. So I was holding it up.
so are you
So I
talking
thought it was
mostly?
steady.
Maybe she needs a gimbal.
Is she talking about something like this, the old school?
So Ray, let us break this down. And again, I want to reiterate that we gotta no matter what the
No,
question
I don't
is,
have that one.
we no matter what the question is, let's break it down and see how we can solve this particular issue. So if it is bouncing, it's moving, you are using the tripod just to hold the phone. You're not setting it down because tripod's supposed to be set down on somewhere flat.
Right. I don't use my tripod because it's portable. It breaks up into 3 pieces.
So
I
how do
use
you typically film? Do you
the handle, just the handle.
do you typically film with you holding it or somebody else
Seems
is
like a
holding it?
selfie
How?
stick at this
Correct.
point.
No, it's me holding it.
Oh, so
That's a
like a
selfie stick,
selfie?
right?
Then you talk to people next to you, like doing a selfie.
Correct. No,
Oh.
I'm not talking to people. I flip the phone.
Oh, I see.
and
Okay,
the
got it.
phone is going
Yeah,
in front
I
of
have
me.
a
and I'm walking
recommendation.
with this. So
Do you want to hear it?
okay, let's
Okay.
go.
So my recommendation is a gimbal for your existing iPhone, so you don't need to buy that, and the cost is not that much, like 150. Actually, I love my Insta360 Flow 2 Pro, and if you've not heard of it, look it up. I will actually, let me look up my Amazon link and maybe I'll make 0.01 cent. I actually got paid by Amazon affiliate. No. I mean, I was notified that I got paid, but I didn't have enough cash.
John,
out.
you're getting paid than most music artists. So
Okay,
Sean was funny.
I'll look up Flow 2 Pro and then I'll share that link with you. You have an iPhone, Ray? Do you have an iPhone?
Yes, I only
I think
have
you do.
Apple
Okay,
products.
so I'm going to send a
Apple
generic link for you. You can see if you want to get the iPhone, the MagSafe. That I actually have that. And I love it. I put it in YouTube now, so go to the replay and watch it around this time, approximately 1 hour and 23 minutes. Oh my God, good Lord!
I think the iPhone got
I see it.
a
It
good.
says learn Amazon that 4K
Yeah, BIUX. Yes, that one.
That's
So go check it out. It's the
yeah,
Insta360 Flow 2 Pro, and I'll tell you why I like it, and then we can listen to other
what is
people
it?
too.
Is it a camera or is it a handle?
It's
I'm
a
so
handle.
sorry.
It's a stabilizer essentially.
Okay.
So it's portable stabilizer. So
Oh.
you put it on there, and you can.
I have one.
Oh, then use it.
I have that.
So what I like about this one is, and I use a lot. In fact, I use it today for work. Is there's a lot more iPhone production than you think in the professional world. So I actually right. So I was shooting behind the scene, and I was shooting it. Both, so I was like flipping the camera back and forth. You tap 3 times on the toggle, it goes from selfie mode, flip over to like pointing out that direction. You can shoot. I have to shoot both 16:9 and 9:16, so I was doing that flip, like all stabilized, very easy to use. Once you figure it out, it's quite easy. Well, compared to gimbal back then, where you have to like balance it, now it does it all for you. So that would be what I would recommend.
I have to balance this.
Even if I'm walking, John, I can do that. Even if I'm
Yeah,
walking with it,
it's
it'll
stable.
still stabilize?
Look up,
Okay.
look it up on YouTube. There's a bunch of reviews out there, and I love mine. This is not the only option.
Because I got it as a Christmas gift and I never used it.
Oh, and if you have it, just use what you have for now. That would be
Yeah,
that
I
would be the
have
way
it.
to
I
go.
have it on
And
my
then
desk.
guess what? I always recommend, people always ask me about podcasts. I say, do that, use that same setup for at least 5 to 10 shows, then decide if you need to upgrade or not. Like, it's actually probably more. Because by the time you finish 10 recordings, you either learn the hardware really well and you're like, oh, this is awesome, or you know what you really need to upgrade to. A lot of times we're like, oh, I need that hardware. And then you buy it and then you record 3 times and you stop doing your show.
Yeah.
And here's something else too I want to bring to our
computer.
attention too, is that anytime that you buy some of these products that you're looking to purchase, right, you can always check like Facebook Marketplace. I'm
That's
telling you,
true,
that's a great avenue.
Yes.
Because sometimes people buy these products and for whatever reason, maybe it's the need for money, maybe they don't want that product or whatever it is. It's a great opportunity for you to get things at an unbelievable half
Cheap.
price as sometimes you can get. You know
Philip, I saw your message. Thank you. Yes, come back next week. Now we're gonna have to like be more structured now. There's so many people.
I'm really leaving this time.
Okay,
So-
all right. Come back next week. We'll address those questions during the RØDECaster hour, and then we can
This was
talk
great. I
more.
had a great time. I had a great time.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right,
What
leaving
did
for
Maestro
it.
say? Maestro, what did he say about me? I couldn't hear well.
Oh, I said like he said. John said. I said like your $1,600. I thought John was talking about you and your $1,600 computer.
Oh,
Basically, when you say overkill, that was the metaphor, and you kept saying a few times during that you got a computer that you didn't.
yeah.
use.
John also made me. John also.
I did
made
not
me
make you buy
purchase,
anything.
Osmo.
You
Osmo
bought it
Pocket.
yourself. 3.
No,
Hey.
it was cheap. I was in Asia. That's why I bought it.
Yeah.
It was cheap. It's no $900 stuff.
Hello,
If
Lalo.
John- if
Hi,
John
Rick and
makes you do
Andy.
one more thing, he can put you on that Diddy case.
Actually, let me. There are 2 things I want to do before we shut. 3 things. Somebody asked. I want to hear the story. I think Wayne asked, which is Sean's story, and then I want to hear a little bit more about Clay to know just like a little bit more about like your background a little bit. I think we get to talk to Philip about that. We didn't get to hear too much from you, and then I know. Also, oh my gosh, it'll be like midnight before we finish talking. And then I know
4
I know
hours.
Flame
Yeah, I had
also
to put on
have
my glasses. 'cause I'm
Flame
getting
has an
tired.
issue. Flame has an issue with his RØDECaster too that we could also address that. So Sean, go with your story. Oh wait, you're muted. You're muted on Zoom.
Oh, that's why people weren't hearing me. I was going to say quickly before
Uh-oh.
He's
I
like,
start.
nobody
You're like,
cares.
nobody
knee-
paid.
Yeah,
nobody
knee.
responded to you.
It's not overkill knee. It's military spec. Right.
I like
No,
that.
because of the
I like
discount.
Right.
I like
Right.
that.
So when you get stuff that's way better than you need it for, it's not overkill. It's military spec.
Military spec.
Military specs don't mean nothing, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
So
you
Sean,
know.
what is your story about that you were going
So-
to tell me? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it has to do with AppleCare and my laptop.
Yeah,
my
yeah.
2010 Intel Pro laptop. and I still have it, and I still use it. It's on Monterey, so it can't go any higher. And this is the laptop I used to perform live with my band and when I DJ as well. So it works beautifully. Everything works fine. So what happened was Apple did a recall for this model because the battery would start swelling.
Yeah. I remember that.
And they did a recall. So I took it in, free replacement for the battery. Everything's good.
In here.
And it didn't matter if I was on AppleCare or not because it was a recall.
Yeah.
Right. So then about a year and a half after that, I'm looking at the laptop and then I closed it and it wouldn't close all the way. I'm like, oh, is this happening again? And then I just put my hand over the trackpad and a little bump. I'm like, okay, so it's starting to swell again. And then it got a little bit bigger. I'm like, okay, this is going to be a fire hazard. Because at the time, it was my main computer. Because I had my 13-inch laptop, the one older than that, which was kind of the backup. So I always have them in. I always have two. 2010. It's a 2010 Mac Intel. Paid $5,000 for it. So at the time, it was the top of the heap. So then they did the recall. I got the new battery. They went in. They did it. It was in a day. Gave back to me. Everything was perfect. So it started swelling again. And I'm like, yeah, something's wrong here. So I call AppleCare. And it was on AppleCare. So I called them. And then they're like, oh, well, we already replaced the battery with a recall. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I want another replacement, or I'll pay whatever. This is my main computer. I don't want to be down for too long. So I take it into the store and they go, so first of all, I'm on the phone with AppleCare and I'm like, just make me an appointment. And so I go in and they look at it and then I go, this is a fire hazard. I need a new battery. They're like, well, no, we already replaced it. I go, okay, then I'll pay. Just give me a new battery. So then they open it and then they're like, oh, there's water damage. I'm like, no, there's not. This has been in my studio sitting there. There's no water damage. Maybe I sneezed and a drop of moisture got in because apparently there's a sticker and if it changes color,
yeah.
They're like, ooh, water damage.
Pink.
I'm like, no, it's not water damage. And then they're like, well, actually, you know what? We can't even touch this because it's a legacy product because it's 2010. Like we don't even have the parts, whatever. I don't know why I'm getting balloons when I
only in Zoom. Yeah.
Or maybe I'll do this and then we'll get the
you get
hand
some
effect.
thumbs up. Yeah.
Okay.
You can do the heart.
So they're like legacy product. They're like, no, we can't even touch this. So then I go, just tell me. So he rings it up and it's like, obviously it's more than a brand new one. And then they're like, well, yeah, it's a legacy product. So we don't even have the parts for it. We can't even update it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, yeah, this is ridiculous. So here's the other point, John. To your point, the techs, the people in the front of the store, the people behind the store, the people fixing the laptops, they don't talk to each other at all.
At all. At all.
Am I right? They don't even know. They don't talk to each other at all. So the person on the phone that I'm talking to, who's not in Cupertino, but who's in India at a phone service.
Actually,
in a
Apple
building.
does not use offshore.
I know, I'm joking, but it was somebody who didn't work for Apple, right? And so she's just following a script. Sir, it's a legacy. I go, just make an appointment.
They might still be working for Apple, but they do have to follow the script. Yes,
exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Before you get raised to a different tier of support.
This is what I thought. So thank you for confirming that. So then when I went into the store, the person at the front, he's taking all this thing and then they call the genius over. Yes. I'm like, okay. So here was where my mistake, John, though, that you mentioned about treating them with respect.
You were
Sean
pissed.
didn't do that. Right? Sean didn't do that because...
Understandably so, because you were frustrated. You're Mac and you have AppleCare and they've been telling you all
No, but here's the thing, John. They didn't treat me with respect.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't know if they were new or they forgot their training because I was really surprised at the reaction I was getting, because it was like they weren't Apple employees, because every Apple employee has a baseline of training, and I know how they act. So I was just like, okay, it's going to cost this much. I go, okay. So then I leave. They're like, we'll call you when it's done. So then I get a phone call from AppleCare, and then it's like this escalated to like surgery with my child, and it's like it did escalate. So now whoever the manager of Canada or whoever, they had some title. I'm like, okay. So then they're like, okay, look, you know, it's a fire hazard, but it's a legacy product, so we can't do it, blah blah blah. And see, if I had known, I would have at least gotten like
An Apple
Pencil, right?
Your story is my story, Sean.
Right? I didn't know about the $200, the $200 thing.
It's
So
all
I
in
go back.
America, Sean. It's all in America. Now you're part of America.
So I go back to the store to pick up my laptop that is in the nice bag and everything, but has not been touched because it has a sticker on it. It's like, don't touch it, right? Because all I need was a new battery. So, and this took like a month. So,
Which means you're down on the production hardware for a
well,
month.
I still had the backup, but luckily I had the work I was doing wasn't intensive, so I could use my backup.
But not everybody
That's why
has
I
that
have-
luxury.
But that's why I have 3 now instead of 2. And again, this was my performance laptop, so luckily I didn't have any gigs that month. So then there's a store, I'm going to say it by name, there's a store here in Toronto. It's called The Mac Doctor. Okay? And he used to work for them. I go into The Mac Doctor. He looks at it. I go, I need a new battery. He goes, come back in an hour. I come back. He switched the battery. It works perfectly. And I paid him $50.
Wow.
Phillip, find a Mac doctor close by.
But here's
I'm
the
right
key
here,
thing
Phillip.
now. Here's the key thing with the laptop. And this guy, he's so good. I send everyone there, and anytime I have a problem that isn't through AppleCare or whatever. And he mentioned this in passing because he goes, look, the reason that the battery is swelling is because you have it plugged in all the time. He said, unplug it once a month and let the battery cycle.
Yeah,
because
back then, the
it's
technology was
overcharging.
different. Yeah.
It's overcharging. Yeah.
Yeah.
2010, right?
So we're good. I'm good now, because right?
Yeah, you're fine
You're
now.
good now.
'Cause I don't think I've unplugged it since I put it in here.
It's like,
I didn't let your battery go. I didn't let your
Sean
battery go
keeps scaring the
past.
shit out
I
of me
see
tonight.
I let your battery go past 80% because I keep my charge
Why you
lower
saying
than
so
that? I'm
100%.
thinking the same thing too. I'm
My
like,
palms are sweaty.
So here's the thing. This will get to the point I was talking about AppleCare now. So here's my suggestion too: is once a month, just unplug it and let the battery drain, let it cycle out, and just plug it back in. But here's the thing with AppleCare: is, and I've seen it. I have a friend who's a manager at one of the big stores downtown, and we would talk about this too. We'll bring it full circle back around to beta testing and beta testing with your one computer. If a new Mac comes out like tomorrow, I'm not buying that first run of the hardware. I'm waiting a year or so, and then they'll come up with a new one, but I'm not going to get the one that just came out. And they are a manufacturer, so it's happening in a factory and there's quality control, but sometimes parts just don't connect or whatever. That's why you're going to get AppleCare, because if you get a brand new one and somehow your batch was off, I've seen people just go in with the computer and then they just bring out a brand new one in a box and they walk away because everything's on iCloud and you just update it. Same with a phone. They're like, yeah, I just got this a week ago or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, here's a new phone. So in that sense, the caveat being, I usually don't get the brand new one right away. And if it does, tech stuff's going to happen. That's why I'll pay for the AppleCare. But I know after it runs out, more often than not, I'm probably not going to need it. But if you do have a laptop with a battery, and Nee was right with the iPhones too, about charge cycling, I would just unplug it once a month and let it go to 0, just so it cycles at least once, because you never know what's going to happen. But that was the whole thing with the bulging battery and all of that stuff. And he took care of it in an hour, $50. He changed it perfectly. And then he just off the cuff just said, yeah, that's why it's bulging.
When your battery swells, you can use your mouse. How do I know? Because mine swell
and it won't close either.
Yeah, and I just went on Amazon and bought a new one. But what I've done with all my laptops and even my phone, it never charges to 100%. I keep it at 80.
Now you can set it. Now you can set your device to charge up to 80.
Yeah. And then it trickle after 80. It'll trickle. Yeah.
Okay. So
there's a story. Get AppleCare if you're getting a new Mac, but I usually don't get the new one. Wait for the next batch.
Also, too, if somebody's if somebody's actually purchasing any of the Apple products, what's not a bad thing when it's getting Apple products is having the Apple card.
Wow.
Yeah. Is there insurance on there? Is there insurance on it?
The white Apple card? The credit card?
The reason I said the card is because what happens is instead of somebody even going ahead and putting a full purchase or point on there at the whole, now you can break that up at 6, 12, and 18. Maybe I think it even goes
without interest.
0% interest.
Oh, so it's not a finance. Okay.
0% interest, and you're also able to get 3% cash back on it that'll be available instantly to you. So
nice.
Start thinking about.
We don't have the card here in Canada, so we're good. Our prime minister is a banker.
First day it was announced. I applied it already.
I got an address you can use.
Do you remember the application? You do it on the phone.
Yeah.
Like you do like on the phone, and then I did it, and I still have that metal card somewhere. I don't even use it.
That metal card.
Yeah, it's metal. It was kind of heavy.
You can put money.
I remember, yeah.
You can put money on it.
Pretty.
I just remember.
It's pretty. It's very pretty.
You put money on it, right?
What do you mean?
Do you load money on it, or is it a credit line?
It's still a credit
it's a
card.
credit.
Yeah, it's still a credit
card.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Credit card don't come with no numbers, no nothing.
So I said there were 3 things: your story, and then Flames thing, and then
Flames having RØDECaster.
Yeah, but what? There's one other thing, wasn't it?
Clay, you said Clay.
Oh yeah, I want to know. Maybe I'll save that for
Clay bio.
Yeah, let's do Clay bio first. Clay, just tell us a little bit more. Once I saw you, I this afternoon when I saw you commented or register, I can't remember. I saw your YouTube channel. I went and looked, and the first video I saw was the one about starting your podcast with the good audio. Is that?
Okay. Oh yeah.
That one. That was the first.
So it's a review channel. That's what I do. I do reviews.
How long have you been doing it? How long?
I think I put my first review up was like 10 years ago.
Okay. So your channel's been a while.
Yeah. But I haven't done nothing with it for a long time until like 2 to 3 years now.
Oh, cool.
I would say a solid 2 years is when I started amping up and going and getting better and just,
And why do you create the content that you create?
So the reviews just seemed like an easy way to get into doing this more.
And
because I enjoy this.
Oh, good.
Like, even though I haven't done a whole lot of talking tonight, I like just sitting here listening. And this is no offense to anybody. It couldn't even be what you're talking about. It's just that you're talking on a nice broadcast microphone, and I want to hear that.
So
I'm in radio, so I have to.
Exactly. So
yeah,
I have a couple of viewers that are radio DJs that just enjoy listening to me, and I'm like, what? I like listening to you guys, So
because you got a beautiful voice, Clay.
That's what I've heard, and I thank you.
Actually, Flame does too. Being in radio, Flame's got a good radio voice.
You know who would also have a beautiful voice but chooses not to?
Who?
Maestro. You see how far his microphone is?
This is about Clay. This is about Clay right now.
No.
All right, Clay. Clay, let's go back to Clay.
Okay.
I wanted to say thank you. I wanted to say thank you for saying I had a good voice. Thank you, Sean.
No, you do. Go audio first.
Yeah.
It's something we have in radio. It's your USP. And it's your
I can
voice.
hear the New York.
Yeah, it's great. What's
I'm right around
your
the corner.
YouTube channel, Clay?
You can hear it in New York. What?
The guy living in Connecticut.
They say you got a face for radio.
Wow.
Clay, what is your what's your,
What's
is that
your
what you
YouTube?
asked? What's your YouTube channel?
Yeah.
What's that?
Can put your YouTube channel. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I had a question for Clay.
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
You said you were using your iPhone earlier.
Yeah.
when we were talking about cameras. Okay, so there's something that I was curious if anybody else was using their iPhone as a webcam. And I kind of just can go back to some of what we were talking about before because we were talking about the iPhone using it for the camera purposes.
Yeah. Yep.
I ran into the issue using the iPhone as a webcam where I couldn't use my iPad continuity, and Apple doesn't tell you that. I had to learn it on my
device.
own. Yes. And
One
even
device,
though, even though one, they're not doing the same thing. They're not doing like one is webcamming, the other one I'm bringing in as a stream, a video kind of stream almost in a way, but they won't let you use both. So how
And
do you
continuity? So continuity is great, right? But did you use it a lot?
Wirelessly or
Yeah, continuity is
No,
just
I had
wireless.
both. I had both of them. No, I had both of them. No, that's not what continuity is, as far as I know. It's the actual connection of the. I mean, it's Apple branding a term of
It's
just
through-
using your.
it-
It's a
yeah.
branding term, yeah.
But
I
it's
had them both
wireless.
connected.
is it wired
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah,
wireless?
Continuity is wireless.
It's wireless, but when you plug it in, you get better connection.
That's
Correct. I was just gonna. That's what I was leading up
okay,
to. Is
okay,
that
okay.
I stopped doing the continuity camera and I leave it plugged in constant. And I never.
So I do both. That's why the issue was very shocking to me that Apple hasn't brought that up to the public. That I had both of them plugged in, my iPad and my iPhone 14, and Apple the error would come up. Cannot use both. But I was only using.
Yeah, you'll still only be able to use one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So wait. What are you talking about using it both as like if you want to have two cameras, right?
No,
Is that what
no,
you're talking
no.
about?
Yeah, you
No,
can't.
Not at all. I'm using the iPhone as the webcam, and I'm using the iPad just to bring in
Monitor?
as a monitor, or as to use it as another a stream. Yeah, I guess a monitor, or to use it, as a what is it called? When you're sketching on your iPad,
Like a stream
Oh,
deck.
a video source kind of thing.
okay. So
in
that's
Ecamm, you
two.
can bring in
That's
as-
considered. That's actually they count that as camera now.
That's the
Because
crazy
it's
part.
it's essentially
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
mirroring it. It's screwed. Because if you want to use a sidecar, like that's what I was asking. Because I use
Yes.
my iPad as my sidecar, which means it's an additional monitor that's over there, and then I still use this camera is my iPhone pointing to the RØDECaster when I need to show which button to press. So it is that one is output, like you're sending your computer sending out image to the iPad as a sidecar, so that works. But if there's anything that needs to be coming in, there you can use third party. Maybe you found a solution already. Use a third
Airfoil.
party
Final cut.
Airflow. Yeah.
Final cut.
for to bring, like, essentially you want to bring like a almost like you're capturing the screen of your iPad, right? And then bring it onto your computer.
I ended up doing it with Ecamm during the video source. I was just wondering how Clay ran into that issue, because those were the two issues I ran into, that and then the issue with the focusing. And I was looking at his screen the whole time if he was having that issue. So because of John and me, I ended up buying a 6700 camera. I bought a new camera because of them two. That's why I was
Don't
here.
say John and me,
I
because
bought a
Don't
whole
blame
new
me.
camera because of
Which
because of
did you
these
get?
guys.
What did you get?
Because you guys, they made fun of my iPhone last time. They were like, "Oh, you used the iPhone." I was like, "Yeah, I'm using the iPhone
Who-
camera."
who made
so I
fun
bought a
of
whole
you?
new camera.
Okay,
so Clay
we
made fun
made
of
fun
you.
of you. I did
I
not.
did not, because
You don't. Go ahead.
I am not using
Glitch out. Missouri
Yeah.
internet.
Gross.
Missouri internet.
Wow.
I mean rural
That was
Missouri.
a dramatic pause.
So this,
God.
I'm not. I look okay though, right?
No, you're
Oh no,
good.
you look great.
But I was wondering, because I had those issues where if my hand did that, it was just terrible. You can't control the focus on Mac yet. They don't give you those controls, so the focus was going in and out.
Oh, and I haven't seen that yet.
Mine's locked.
Oh
I
yeah,
locked it.
maybe like this. If my hand is up here, you see the focus is here. You can't lock it there. You
Yeah,
mean?
and it
you
does.
can't-
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because if I come in and do this and I want that screen to be focused,
Yeah, it's
you
already
can't.
doing it.
Yeah.
It's already doing it. Yeah.
See, I must have
And that follow
option off.
thing really annoys me too.
It does. It does annoy
Yeah,
me. So
yeah.
So Clay, do this, like put your finger like up close to the camera, like almost like a macro. to the lens, and then cover
Get
your
that out of the
face.
way.
See,
Okay.
yeah, it did it. It did
Yeah,
it.
it did shift. It's just because he's wide. His angle is wide that there's nothing that come like closer between
I
the
thought he was
plane.
making fun of how fat I am.
I told you gotta be
'Cause
careful
he's
with John
wide.
because sometimes John no
Left
but-
field, left
hey,
field.
Hey,
I'm
but
just messing.
Maestro, see what I'm using.
Yeah.
This is what I use. I don't use an
I was using a
expensive
pocket.
camera.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I use the
I
pocket.
did- so I have to say, Nee, your picture is super crisp.
Yeah. No. It
Not
looks
right
good.
now; it's just black. But it was
Can't get any
Wow, wow, John.
crisper. Very
okay. I'm
crispy.
calling somebody white, calling somebody black. Where
So
are
in the
you,
span
Nee?
of a minute, he body shamed. He was racist. Wow.
John is none of that. Okay, people listening to
I know.
John is none of that. Ooh.
Oh my goodness!
It's just,
know.
it's just funny when you pick on John when John says something.
You know, I can always mute you. You know.
He has the power.
I'm trying to tell people you're not racist. You're not body shaming people. Like I'm trying to help you out, John. But no, I'm in my basement. But then again, I have a lot of light on. Like in front of me, I have my Elgato, and then I have the
lighting is the big part.
yeah,
of
I
it,
have a
yeah.
Ulenzi, those portable lights, the blow up lights that you could blow air into it.
Oh
and-
yeah.
And that's what I'm using. And then I got a white light on top of me. You know how we're talking about how you made your own
Is
light. So it's all about the light.
is the fall off in the back real, or is it a filter?
No, it's real.
Oh, okay.
No, that's real.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely real.
But that's because he's not using a phone camera. That was the other thing. Key
No,
thing I was
there's
just
something
wondering.
fake. So something is not quite.
No.
That's,
No,
it's
it
just
is.
that
It-
good.
no,
Bokeh
see,
is
it
just
just
that good.
focused. It just
Yeah.
changed. It just focused.
Okay.
The aperture, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
is pretty.
And you guys won't even believe what my camera is. People, when I tell people, they're like, "What? There's no way," because it's about the lighting, right?
Yeah.
Logitech.
Yeah, the C920.
Well, those are good Those are good
Those are-
webcams.
But that's why. But I have the software with it,
Yeah,
so it's
I
locked.
knew it. Yeah, it's locked. It's so annoying when it's not locked.
And I've tweaked it because it's all about the lighting. Like I have two lighting panels. Like that's my room.
Oh wait, you're black now again. I mean,
Yeah, but no, I'm still
your
here.
image.
But
Oh,
I'm still,
I see.
Oh,
But
he turned. You can. Yeah, he turned.
Oh,
those.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I can't reach them, but that's all I have is two. I've got two lights, both at
Yeah,
45
and
degrees.
It's 56K. It's perfect white light. So
Somebody-
I mean, I think I mentioned this before quickly. Sorry, John. A camera needs more light than the human eye. So a lot of people who are new to this, they always think, okay, I want yellow light or tungsten light or whatever. And then they're like, oh, that's really bright. And then they're like, well, why does my camera look so dull in shadows? Because the camera lens needs way more light than we think it does.
I was wearing this T-shirt to work, and I always just wear the shirt, whatever shirt that I'm wearing today, right, on here. And I thought, oh crap, I'm too lazy to go upstairs and change it because it has tight moire. It has tight. Okay, so if you're only focusing on this, you see all the moire.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, but I have the camera is the focus is so shallow because this is 1.4. It's not an issue when I'm on camera. It's not
Yeah,
as
you can't
bad
see it.
because it's actually soft, a little bit soft on my shirt. So I was too lazy to go upstairs and change it. And for a video person to be wearing a tight horizontal pattern, high contrast, it's a blasphemy. But it's okay. It's out of focus. That's fine. Okay, so okay, a little bit about Clay we get to know, and so you're interested
Which
in
camera are you on, John? Which camera are you on?
it's a Sony ZV-E10, so not the same as yours, a generation older. Mine is a Mach 1. And in fact,
Okay, I
all
have
the
to
gears.
do- I haven't even unpacked mine yet to
Send
go
it to
yet.
me. I'll use it for you. So if you
No.
if
I don't
you
think so.
if you want to know about my gear, which led to another thing that I'm going to talk about. Oh my gosh, it's going to be midnight before we end this show. So I I think if you want to learn about the gear that I use for my setup, if you want to use like camera or lighting and all that, feel free to go to the description. If you are watching this on the replay, just go to the description or go to the website, learnertolearner.com, and you will find all the equipment that I use listed there, including the lenses and everything. That said, I think it'll be fun one of these days that we have all of us share our setup, like learning about the Clay setup being an iPhone, that I'm sure that probably shocked some people because it looks great.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. So
But
I
like
think
Sean
it'll be
said,
fun. Lighting
light it
is
correctly.
crucial. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for sharing some, and I'm sure we'll learn a little bit more. If you keep coming back, we'll learn even more about your background and knowledge that you're going to bring into this group, and through questions that you may ask. And the thing is, because there are more people, there are more opinions, there are more thoughts, and that's why the options then become bigger. When somebody asks something, you have multiple options to choose from. Whether or not to buy AppleCare, you can buy it or not. That's all for you. Okay, somebody's in the waiting room. Who's here? Who's here this hour? Oh my gosh, who? Oh, it's Phillip. Phillip is back. Phillip, are you back? Phillip, are you
He's
back?
like, I'm really leaving this time.
Oh no, he can't leave. He can't leave. Okay, so while we wait for his video to come in, let's bounce to Flame and have him. You asked that question earlier. I think I have that marked. This is you, right? This is you who asked like
He's muted.
My Zoom bouncing from channel 2 to a virtual channel on its own.
No, that wasn't me.
Oh, that's not. That's not. Oh, that's not you. That's the.
No.
Okay, so not you, but let's see then. What is this?
I got a question tonight, though, but not that one.
Okay. My Zoom keep bouncing from channel 2 to a virtual channel on its own. I don't know what channel 2 is, and maybe
I think
when
he's
you watch
talking RØDECaster.
when you are virtual channel Zoom
On the RØDECaster, he's on Zoom, but on the RØDECaster, the signal keeps moving.
bouncing from channel 2 to a virtual channel.
On the RØDECaster.
I'm not sure. Or is it virtual channel on what? Do you have any?
On the RØDECaster.
Are you still here? If you're still here, the radio show. If you are still here, let us know what that is. So what do you think it was, Sean?
You know how on the RØDECaster there's virtual chat
fader. That's a
and
virtual
chat
fader.
and all that stuff. It might be that. Who knows?
But why is it Zoom though? Zoom keep bouncing from channel 2 to a virtual channel.
When he's on Zoom, it looks like his inputs and outputs keep switching on the road. That's what it. So there's chat. What are the channels on the road? There's chat. There's virtual.
Bluetooth.
There's these. So the a virtual channel. So you're not talking about the virtual fader. Maybe it's just all the channels. So virtual as in non-physical channel. So chat, USB 1, USB 2.
Well, he's not here, so
yeah. We'll come back and or in the replay, let us know, because this was posted very early on, so I just now got caught up. So sorry about that. We will come back and
is he watching
if
on
you
YouTube
can clarify.
no?
It doesn't seem like he's responding now. Okay, so now the big question, that was supposed to be our last question, but the big question is, why'd you come back? What happened?
He wrote
We're
it.
all surprised.
He did an errand. He came back, and we're still on.
Phillip's addicted to us now, baby. He's addicted to us now.
I thought you limited the podcast because if somebody.
I try.
Have a schedule. Stick to the schedule.
I try.
But
It never.
But the conversation keeps going, and we will just keep
this
going.
long, man.
So when I do my podcasts, when I do my live streams, just go until I can't go anymore.
Well,
I think
at least I have some control. But back then on Clubhouse, we went on for 6 hours, 7 hours, and tried to troubleshoot people's question. And
I've done a 5 hour, but
that was during the pandemic.
Yeah, one time Sean went to bed, opened a room, and went to bed, and we're still on it chatting. So
yeah. Well, no, I just got to say, Phillip, these are 30 years old. My first pair still work perfectly, and I have another pair, but the 7506s, Love 'em.
Should I come
I'll
back
say this
to?
on my fourth pair. You
Wait,
know,
Ash,
I
should
keep
I come
breaking
back
them.
to? No,
I-
wait. No.
I have-
I should shut down soon.
I have, obviously, I have access to a lot of different products, including some ridiculous, expensive headphones that I was the marketing manager for. Another story for another day. But in the end, was it 3 weeks ago? I bought
You bought a new pair.
$5 pair. Nah, I didn't get them new. I bought them used.
Yeah, $100.
Cleaned them up.
Well-
myself. Got them for $30.
Well,
On
used, yeah.
Marketplace.
They're
Yeah,
$100
Marketplace
brand
is
new.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got it, and I got a backup pair. So basically $30 each.
The only caveat is you got to get new foam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get new
AliExpress.
You get
before
black
tariffs.
flakes on your face.
Yeah. I remember the first
Everybody,
time that
all the
happened.
editors have done that in our office, and they
I
always
re-
walk around with black.
I
specks
remember
on
the
their
first
face.
time that happened.
their
I didn't
ear.
know what it was, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" Like, it took me a day or two because I didn't actually. I never look at them. I just take them on, put them on.
Yeah.
Usually I'm not looking at it, and then I saw it, the piece. I was like, "Oh, okay." And the problem is if you don't get the correct pads, it actually does change the sound because of distance from your ear if you're doing critical listening, but that's a whole other.
That's
I actually did it changing the pads so that they fit, because I'm a big guy.
better, yeah.
Yeah. I got the exact pair. and I
Did
made
you
sure it
ever?
didn't
We were
change
talking
sound.
about that, Sean. Did you ever get the one the more comfortable one that I like? Did you ever buy that?
Yeah, that's what I have.
Oh, okay. Okay.
bad
No.
price either.
No. Okay, no. So I did get the ones you talked about, John, but it changed the sound.
Yes.
So then I got this this other.
That's not so thick.
Yeah, these
Okay.
are exactly like the originals.
Okay.
And the sound is, and it for most people it won't matter, but the distance from your ear, it makes a difference in the sound. But
yes.
I mean,
and
for critical-
for your usage, yeah. Different usage.
You know, the interesting thing about those headphones, they're not the best headphones out there. They're not the flattest, most accurate, but
Yeah.
they're a standard. Like this microphone I'm talking on, the
the
SM58.
58, yeah.
It's known. It's so engineers know what it's supposed to sound
Well,
like. Easy to-
the main reason I use it, so I actually have software that inverts them and makes them flat, but I still test them on, and this is what everyone uses them in the industry. Is you're right, they're not flat, but in the mid range they are.
Yeah.
The bass is inaccurate, and the highs, but in the critical listening part where there's always dialogue, vocals, guitars, it's flat just in that range, and the highs are crispy.
Yes.
And if once you get used to it, but there's because in TV and film and it's like NS10s, everybody knows they sound like crap, but they're familiar, right?
You would all be surprised about how old, even on the modern ones, the current versions of these, they're still using basically the exact same technology
Same
in
parts.
That's what I want.
decades and decades.
That's what I want. Yeah, for reference.
Because
Right?
Aaron bought and if you're interested, Aaron bought the sort of like a velour. It's super comfortable with me wearing glasses, and it pressing up against my ears. It really
That's
hurts.
what I have.
I don't anymore. I used it. This is my DT770. But previously, when I was using my MDR, when I travel, I still use my MDR 7506. Did I say it right? That came out really. MDR 7506. I put a link in there as well. And it was way more comfortable. It's not as critical for me to have the sound change for as critical as Sean would be using it. So Aaron bought those, and if you are interested, this is a good plug for me to go to.
Affiliate link.
If you go to the website, right, and click on the resources link, and I list all the equipment and some of the stuff that is not part of my thing, I would drop that in there, like the Shure SM7B windscreen and all the replacement ear pads, which is this one that I was talking about. So all that is there as well. So feel free, if I mention it too many times on the show, I will try to put the link there so you can go there and check those out. And let's go back to Flame, because I was
Flame,
so
you're muted
curious.
again.
I was curious. Yeah, Flame, when you're ready,
Ecamm.
go
He's
ahead and
got
ask
an
your
Ecamm
Ecamm question.
question.
And then this will be really the last question. Okay.
All right, cool. So listen, I'm having a major problem with Ecamm.
Oh, cool.
Let me
Oh,
explain
no.
what it is.
Yes.
All right. That is the Zoom presentation, that sort of whole thing when you're trying to get it in there, it's just not working for me.
Can you tell me
and
what
then
you
they
want to
told me
do,
something
and then
about
Can you tell me what is it? Did you want to do?
the presentation when I'm doing my presentation inside of Ecamm, and you make your other boxes or whatever when you're making your own designs and you're putting it in there and then you put your screen in there. I just can't get it to connect to get it back into a presentation or anything of that nature. So
okay, so wait, let me okay, make sure I understand you. So are you just creating a scene? Wait, are you a long time
Creating
Ecamm
a scene.
user,
So
or
do you
or
go
you
on the right
are you
page?
testing it out right now? Like how long have you been using Ecamm? Just recently?
Yeah, I just got started the other day when y'all told me to.
Okay.
Once
Okay,
again,
so brand new. So you're talking about creating a scene, and
you told me
then
to spend $1,600 on this. No, I'm joking. But
I've had this reputation since I started Clubhouse 5 years ago that I make people buy expensive gears. That's not the case. But okay, so tell me exactly what you wanted to do. Like the scene that you want to build. What is it? Like consists of what?
just two. It's just two things. It's just one is just me.
Yes.
Where I'm building the scene, and the other one is where I'm sharing the screen. That was
Okay.
it. So I can be able to show the screen.
Kind
from me.
of like this one right here, and maybe add like me into here, like that. Like I mean, maybe not as small, but something like that with your face in there and showing a computer screen.
It wasn't quite like that, but I would at this point I would take that. You know what I mean?
But
The one that I
what? So
had was-
you want
it
to?
was more of a side
So
by
what is,
side.
and then what is not working? Let me start a new scene and I'll build it.
Me putting or trying to attempt to put the actual, y'all call it scene, I'm calling it my presentation inside of that window.
So
You see where I'm coming from?
so what is your presentation? Is it a PowerPoint? What is your presentation?
PowerPoint. It could be PowerPoint or whatever.
But what is it? What is
If
the
I'm
one
getting
that
it
you're
from
using?
Huh?
What are you using?
Well, usually I just pull it straight from
the web.
I just use it straight from Canva. So I just go to the Canva.
Oh, okay.
website.
So then you would probably need to just do okay. So now, have you watched any YouTube tutorial about Ecamm yet?
Man, you are my YouTube.
Okay,
tutorial.
that's not enough because I only come on once a live. There is a really good one. I will see if I can look that up. There are a few good ones. Do the very basic. I think what you wanted to do, and I'm going to try to build the scene right now for you. So I'm going to create, I will show you, I'm going to put you guys off of it.
So he's just sharing a browser, right, John? Because it's out of Canva, right?
Yeah, you're just sharing a browser, but I think what to call, there all this terminology. So you wanted something like that, a background, and then your picture in the circle, and then your presentation in the square, right? Okay, so I'll build it for you, and I'll show you how you do it. You all see my screen now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna create a scene. This is turned into an Ecamm demo.
Before you start, John, what's the timestamp so he can go to it? What are we at right now?
This is approximately 2 hours and 6 minutes. Oh my god!
So 2 hour mark.
2 hour
So
mark.
I had to pee at like 9:30.
You can go pee. I mean, I need to go pee, and I okay. So I'm
so
gonna do this
when you watch back on the video flame, go to 2 hours and.
So
6 minutes.
there you
Yeah,
go.
I'm right
So
now.
this is the scene window, and I'm creating a new scene. When you click on create a new scene, you get a blank one. This is my blank scene. So you see here it says new scene right here, right? So this is Flame demo, and then I'll go in here, and this is the background that I set. And you can set your new scene to be whatever source. It could be a blank camera or whatever. If it's camera, then it has to choose one of the cameras. So I have it selected as camera. So this essentially is a background that I created for all my shows. It's just like that shows up on the background. It could be black for you, but it doesn't matter. So this is a background. And what I'll do now is I want to create a new source. I think this is what is confusing. Camera would be, you want to add not a new scene. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing. I'm going to bring my... Oh, this is the one that I was creating the other day for somebody else. I forgot who was it. Me that was demoing.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is dope.
so we'll go here. So this is blank, and then I'm gonna go to my overlays. I'm gonna bring my overlays here. The reason why it's sitting over there is because I have a separate screen to house all the windows. So I want to go to overlay, and I want to create a picture. For instance, I want to. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna embarrass myself. Do one of my thumbnails. Let me see. I will go to one of the images. Okay, like I'll just do this just to be silly.
Bye, everyone. I'll
So-
see you next week.
Bye,
Ciao.
Ray Ray. So now I place an image in there. So essentially, I go over here and I place an overlay into a scene. So a scene is essentially like a blank room, and now I'm placing the furniture. So the rug is the background picture. Now I wanted to create a picture of yourself. So you can create a camera. Click on the camera, and so this is the camera that I have, and you can set this. I think what you have there is probably something like this, right? And then let me blur my background because I can't stand two of me. So I'm gonna go in here, but that also show you the functionality. You can actually blur your image as well. Where does the blur? Where do you guys see it? Opacity, rotation, perspective, normal.
You had to go into the actual picture to put a blur. You just went into a system to blur.
I go to the picture. So well, no, the in here. So if I go to the background, I click on this setting, I can then set my opacity. Where's my blur? Maybe I can't. No, is it in blend mode? Darken. Where's blur? Maybe I can do that. I can't remember where it is. Oh my gosh, that bugs me. Okay, I won't blur it. I forgot why.
Yeah, don't worry about that. We can change. the
Okay, so
background.
I'll cover up my face, so like that, and then you want to add a window from your computer, so that is considered like a screen capture, like a display. So new screen share. If I click on that, it's gonna give me a screen that I get to choose where it is. I'm gonna choose my browser, which is actually what I. So you could do, say, into my Google Chrome. And one of the tabs in there. So where would I be looking at? Google Chrome.
So that'll
When you
be
need
the
to buy
browser.
AppleCare. There you go.
The browser and the tab
Yes.
with Canva on it.
Yes, so that would be for your Canva. And of course, all this edges, you don't need to turn it on. You could do none. And obviously, I have the rounded corners turned on. You don't have to. So now, and then you can scale it up. If you want your face to overlap it, you just go to your overlay and then bring your camera above the screen share. And now you created that. So I think what it's confusing is what to use. Overlays are your furniture within your room. Room is your scene. Overlay are your pieces of furniture. So you can lay a text layer. You can, add a text layer in here. That I'm typing, it's off screen, but now
So
you can.
How do you move?
I just
I
click.
see
I
you
just
did that.
click and drag it.
No. So when you put your Google Chrome in there, that automatically went in that window. Is that correct?
No, you get to choose it. So earlier it was choosing something else. So now I just go and select showing what. I choose show Chrome, or I can show like notes or whatever messages or whatever it is. You can choose what window you want to show. Do you guys see
Kinda
the
like
pop up
in
no?
OBS.
Do you guys see the
so
pop up?
It'll show me my
Yeah.
windows that I have
Yep,
open.
yeah.
right there.
We see it.
So then you
Yeah.
choose, you're seeing that, right? So then you just choose a window that you want to. So the window can be a browser, it could be your Finder, it could be any display. So if
Does
I
it
want
have
to
to
choose
be open to show up there, John?
in the app, yes. Like
Okay.
these are the apps that's open that you can choose to have it show up onto essentially.
And here's a
capturing, like,
$1 million
OBS
question. How do you
OBS
save it?
How do you say what
Yeah.
the scene?
Yeah. No, my thing is, so if I got a PowerPoint, do
Yeah.
I go to my PowerPoint and open my PowerPoint on my screen, then
Yep.
go there, and then in that PowerPoint would show on there, and then that's what I will put in there?
Yep.
Okay.
Choose that application or that window.
Just like OBS. OBS
Yeah.
would be what? Display capture or something? I can't remember what
Yeah,
it's
you
called.
would go display capture and
Window.
then you can choose
There's also Windows
window.
capture, yeah.
Yeah, well, you can choose window, you can choose a tab, like a browser tab. You can choose application. Application is the best way to do it because everything that shows up in the application will show up in the window that you've added to Ecamm.
So how do you save it, John?
You once it's saved. Once it's there, it's saved until you delete it. So once you create
So you
it,
can't
it's
make
saved
it a
there.
preset?
Oh, here.
So then when you open up Ecamm, how does he find it?
So it shows up in your scenes. So wherever you are, and then obviously I organize mine into folders as well because I have different. You can see multiple different streams, nine guests, and 7 guests, 6 guests. I've pre-created all those, but it will just show up on your list of scenes that you created, and if some of you may have seen me, if you hang around long enough after after the live stream, I'd create my thumbnail all inside of Ecamm. So this is like last week's thumbnail. This is last week's thumbnail. I create it all inside, and I do it all. I do my thumbnail capture and all that after the show. Because I only do this once a week, and I don't want to spend time on anything else outside of this show outside of Tuesday. So that is how I manage to do it consistently, because I do all my work within today, and then everything is done. I've already pre-scheduled my next week's show. That works for me, my workflow. It may not work for everybody. You
design everything inside of your Ecamm.
Yeah.
You don't use a third party to design.
I don't. And I was stretching the flexibility of Ecamm. Can it be better if I use a different app? Yes. And I'm a graphic designer. So I would use Photoshop. I can use Illustrator, whatever. But I want to make it sustainable for doing the show every Tuesday. And therefore, I find the most frictionless, even though you can see when it is big like that, you can see how crappy the image
keying is. But most people don't notice.
But when it's thumbnail size, you can see it's all kind of crappy here, like here. But I don't.
It's fine.
When it's tiny,
it works though.
Yeah.
I wish I was there for that episode.
It's good enough for streamlining. So
yeah, exactly. The streamlining is exactly what it is. I just want to get it done and not have to deal with it. So I have as we're wrapping up, there is a guy called Alec. Have you joined the Facebook group of Ecamm?
Ecamm Facebook group.
Yes. Have you joined it?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you look, don't ask that question because everybody asks that question. So if you go into that group and search for the Ecamm guide, it's like he had put out a whole course. Start from the very basic all the way to more
I did see some
advanced.
of that.
His name is Alec. Let me see if I can quickly.
I know you're
search
talking about the dude that does it in there. I just didn't look at it because I'm one of those people that, like, when I'm learning from one person or one particular, I like to keep learning from that person.
Alec Johnson is great. I learn everything.
Actions you can perform is
and he's British
there.
Yeah.
And so this guy. Wait. This guy Alec, and
I've seen him. Yeah,
this is through Ecamm, but he has the complete guide. I forgot what his channel is. I'll look that up and I'll probably post it in the comment once I find it.
It says Ecamm Live.
That's from Ecamm, but he puts out a course. You might have to register to get his full course
YouTube channels,
for free.
What's Clay's? Someone's asking in the chat as well. A link for Clay's.
Clay Allen review.
Oh yeah, I never shared.
No, you didn't.
Clay.
Tisk. Clay Allen.
Ellen L-A-A-N?
A-L-A-N. Yes, A-L-A-N.
Review.
Yep. I have a couple of yes.
I haven't subscribed. I watched that video.
I have a couple channels. This is the one that just is doing better. I have another one where I just talk and tell stories, and
I'm sharing with everybody in the chat. So it's in the chat, not in the comments, because we're adding this live to
what's the story one about, Clay?
It's just called Clay Allen Raw. It's just it was like kind of like a self-help, and then it became it's not even nothing. I only have 173 subscribers, but I
only
like
have
telling stories. I
188.
like talking, huh?
I only have 188.
Yeah, but that's 100. That's still 100 people.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. But when you're juggling two and one's taking off, you want to nurture that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But the raw channel is actually what I really enjoy doing. It's just hard to find time between doing other people's projects and you know.
Okay, so Take One Tech is his channel.
Yeah.
He has a full course. Even if you don't do the full course, if you can watch it all here, you will learn a lot already. The very basic, he is great. I learned a lot of my Stream Deck functionality through him. I learned a lot of my Ecamm functionality and RØDECaster combination. Using RØDECaster with Ecamm, because I use it in a very complex way, it will probably confuse most people. But when you want it, it's very flexible. You can do a whole lot with it. You can separate out different channels, but and so nobody wants to talk about it because it's too complicated. Even Ecamm, I think, trying to skirt away from scaring people that it's so complicated. But I want, so I ended up talking about it. Once you learn the very basic of Ecamm Flame, then come back and we can find a date, then we'll dive in, or maybe a few days. I think I talk about doing a whole month of Ecamm talk, using Ecamm, how to use Ecamm and tackle those specific questions. I'll find a time to do that. So go learn the very basic, because it will speed up, even though it feels like I want to do it already. If you just watch some videos, to spend like maybe 2-3 days, watch those videos, it's going to help you pick up things a lot quicker. So try that. And I think the frustration would be less once you kind of know the very basic, like I talk about scene being a room, and then the overlays being the furnitures. Once you kind of know, because otherwise, where do you start? Do you start on overlay, or do you start on scene if you don't understand that concept just yet? So start with that. And then when you come back, we can talk a little bit more. The good thing about this is every week you can ask those questions. And the thing is, asking that question you were asking also let me know, that's why I asked a lot of clarifying questions, so that I can know like where to start, and then I can give you the right answer so that you can start on the right journey of picking up more. Nee has something to say?
Yeah, I said with Ecamm also, right? Flame, the more you play with it, the more you find your need and how to use it. You'll never go wrong.
I agree.
You don't have to
start
go
very
live.
Basic.
Yeah,
start very basic, I would say. What you ask for is not complicated, like a picture of yourself, and then your presentation is not complicated, but keep it at that. Don't think too much about what you want to do with the tools that comes with Ecamm. Just use the tools to do what you need to do. Yeah, because there's so much.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go John Ong's route when it comes to Ecamm. Like,
you can do 9 and 10 people, and
I wouldn't go John Ong's, because John he loves to tinker with stuff, right?
Oh yeah, he went to the thing.
I have a gold mug from Ecamm from being a good student.
Yeah, he's a tinker.
I asked a lot of questions.
Kind of guy. I would just build. So it's just like a building blocks, right? How do you build a house? You don't start from the roof, right? You start from
the foundation.
I agree.
Right.
So
it is to go live. But you don't have to go complicated, but you need to go live.
Yeah. Oh crap!
What? What happened?
I said you don't start from the roof.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I was just looking at Clay's YouTube guys, and John, you could just scroll through any of his videos and pick it, and we would argue over all of them for like 4 hours.
Oh, cool! See,
Nee, he's reviewing Behringer stuff.
Oh gosh. Please don't make fun of Behringer. Like,
no. But you see, I just said that. And
that's already enough. That's like a month worth of discussion, like Ecamm.
No, I know. So I was looking at Clay's YouTube. I'm like, oh yeah, we could talk. Just pick a top. Go to his pick a title, and if you're running out of stuff to talk about, and we can just go up. It's great.
Don't express an opinion about Uli Behringer. Don't see.
Look at that. I want to learn about. Maybe I should start creating something merch.
They'll buy
Why
it.
not?
Hey, I'm a designer. I can do like maybe I should do that. I can use the logo. I think Sean likes the logo.
I do like the logo, and here's the thing, John. I mean, Patreon is always an option too, but those 100 people, you $10 for a mug, you're paying for it, right?
No, I know a place that's good. I forgot what it's called. You guys know that a place that you don't have.
Anyway,
to
I was
stock
just plugging
stuff.
Clay's channel. Looks pretty good.
Clay, we'll come back. We'll talk more. Let's wrap this up so that I can go to bed.
Since it's tomorrow already.
Yeah, on the East Coast. Yes, it's already tomorrow.
9:30 where I'm at. So.
Oh, so you're West Coast. Okay, so you're fine.
12:25.
Yeah, 12:25.
There you go, East Coast people. Thank you all so much. I appreciate all of you joining us. Let me see how many people are watching this. Still people watching. 5 of you still watching. So if you are interested in joining the show, like many of you did, actually 3 of you, I think Clay, Phillip did that. Flame also did that, pre-registering. So if you go to the website, you can actually pre-register for the Zoom link. Then that way you don't have to scramble. So
you're all set.
Yeah, when when it is approved, you will get an email with the link. So you still have the old link.
I did until today.
Because the recurring meeting got corrupted, so I have to start a new recurring meeting. So if you go to the website and click on this column with Zoom, you will get a registration page, and from the registration page, you will be, once I approve you, you get a link to the meeting. If you keep that email or keep that link to whatever, if you're using Zoom to join, you will. You can use the same link until I change it, like Sean.
Until you change it.
Until I change it. But that's why I typically send you an email, because when you register, I have your email address. At least I will notify you that if the link needs to be re-registered because of whatever reason, you do that. And that's why Ecamm, I know why Ecamm wants to start small, because Ecamm can do a lot, but most people don't use like even the sliver of it. So start with the very basic. Once you know the basic, then you can keep expanding if you wanted to do that. My draw to Ecamm, and Charles can attest to that. You all know Charles from Clubhouse. They have been asking me to use Ecamm for a long time, and I refuse to do it because I'm cheap, number one. Number two, right. I don't make any money. I don't want to spend money paying for Ecamm. But once I tested Ecamm, what really drew me there was using Zoom with Ecamm. So what they call it, Zoom for Ecamm, which Ecamm for Zoom. This is possible. The call in with with Zoom is only possible because of the integration. I can take all you guys' feed. I can throw Phillip, up like that. I can, put Flame on there. I can put Clay on there. I can do Sean and Clay there. I can do this all very easily because everybody comes in as a camera source individually, even we're in the Zoom call. So that allows me to do it very easily and very quickly. Doing a call-in show, if you haven't tried it, you don't know who's going to call in. You don't know what the topic's going to be, because I don't preset that, right? Even if I do preset it, it's going to get pulled every which direction. So having that flexibility allows me to do more. And I open up for my podcast I've been doing for 20 years. I opened up for the first time after 20 years, donation. And that already covers the subscription for both Zoom and my Ecamm subscription. So, you find ways when the time is here, you'll find ways of doing it. And so next time I would like to talk a whole lot more about Ecamm. Also, if you're interested, we'll find some time to talk about that. But if those of you who are interested, if you are new to it, go play with it for the next few weeks. And then when we come back, then you have more questions to ask that's more applicable to what you wanted to do. Sounds good?
Yep.
Thank you all. I will end this now, finally, at 11:30.
Can hear the bathroom calling my name.
Okay, Phillip, yes.
Clay, what is the name of your YouTube channel? Because I will send you a note. I'd love
in the
to talk
chat
to you and pick your brain. It's in the chat. Okay, great.
Yeah, Clay, Clay Allen Review.
Oh God! By the time
ALAN.
Clay, by the time you leave here, you may not have no brains, man, because he about to pick everything.
He's not much to pick, but slim pickings.
This one right here, Clay Allen Review.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you hopefully we'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.